Akhirnya Wan. Nonton juga, udah keluar belum Wan?
Nggak tahu, gua nonton di ini kan. Di TV sebelah. Di TV One.
Cuk, itu lanayanya udah ada obat, cuk. Rapier bentar lagi, Wan.
Itu bukan lanaya.
Lah, lanaya, cuk. Itu siapa? Templar Assassin.
Templar Assassin. Lanaya, anjir. Lu tanya ke orang-orang yang baru sekarang belum tentu pada tahu anjir lanaya. Fuck.
Masa sih mereka gak tahu lanaya?
Ya Allah.
Ya Allah, serius nih mereka gak tahu lanaya itu apa?
Ya nanti aja coba kalau ada viewer lu tanyain lanaya tahu nggak?
Coba ya kalau ada deh. Kalau ada viewer lagi
kalau ada yang nonton ya, kalau ada yang nonton ya, nanti lu tanyain. Ente tahu lanaya enggak ente?
Lanaya itu siapa ya? Coba ya.
Lu tanya itu satu lagi. Mortret.
Oh iya ada Mortret juga, Wan.
Ya Mortret. Terus itu satu lagi juga ada Om Puris.
Terus ini Leoric nih.
Leoric ya.
Masih sama ya? Leoric masih sama ya?
Beda.
Hah? Ini Batrider dulu kemarin apa ya? Batrider atau Batrider deh?
Masih sama.
Terus yang tukang tusuk itu Ayusta kan?
Enchantress anjir masih.
Ayusta anjing namanya.
Ya gitu enggak anjir Enchantress anjir.
Ayusta Wan, sumpah Ayusta namanya.
Iya, mungkin lupa gua. Puris.
Gila, ini Magina masih tetap sama aja ya. Bukan.
Magina.
Mortret. Lu liat potretnya udah berubah, Wan. Udah lebih cantik sekarang.
Yoi.
Itu bayar berapa tuh pedangnya, belatinya?
Gak tahu gue itu belati apaan.
Terus si kakak itu baju berapa duit tuh?
Si Akai apaan?
Kakak itu loh yang pakai Rubik loh.
Oh, itu yang mas mahal anjir jubahnya.
Tuskar ini siapa ya kemana-mana ya? Tuskar sih.
Iya,
berubah. Tusuk.
Ini Kunka aja tetap Kunka.
Lihat pelangi kata
Lanaya.
Lo lihat pelangi kata Ayusta. Iya.
Mati gila
Ditusuk Ayusta, disuntik dari belakang. Mahal itu senjatanya, Wan. Loh, Raul eta nonton TI, apa sih?
Aduh, mati.
Mati dong,
Purisnya
Wan.
mati Puris.
Wah,
mati juga nih. Waduh.
Wah, selamat Pak, itu badangnya meleset.
Untung miss.
Badangnya meleset, Wan. Wah, Rotowan infamous.
What happened
with betan? Ya jijiliau sini. What can you say, Pin? Sini Pin, langsung diskon aja Pin, ngobrol-ngobrol Pin. Sambil nonton. Gila, sekali team fight doang rata, Wan. Kenapa tiap kali gua putar itu langsung kalah?
Tai.
Gak, Wan. Gua doakan King Gaming menang, Wan. Biar library gamenya kita itu bertambah terus. Walah, lagi di luar. Terus stackingnya menit 55, 57. 57 masih ada enggak? Wah, ini lu lihat pelangi-pelangi, alangkah indahmu. Selamat ya itu miss. Itu enggak miss mati, Wan, kayaknya, Wan.
Wah, trot miss.
Waduh. Kenapa Leviathan di ban ya, Wan?
Nggak tahu.
Kok nggak dipakai? Wan, kayak muka aluan anjing. Ini.
Took them way too long to kill Whisper when they did run into the jungle and found him.
Gila sih, penyiksaan lahir batin itu.
Iya, ini sih.
Udah ada bentuk orang digebukin kayak gitu.
WK-nya sih niat banget loh, dia bikin itu anjir, bikin.
Anjing WK gak tuh, Leorik aja cuy biar gue gampang hafalnya.
Iya.
Nih, Lanaya.
Bikin Blade Mail.
Niat sih Blade Mail sama Radio udah jawan jadi wan. Leoriknya jadi coy, bubar lu. Kok ada ini? Ini apa ultinya ya? Kok prajurit baris berbaris?
Skillnya.
Skill atau ulti?
Skill.
Skillnya gitu sekarang.
Iya.
Kok enak bisa farming di negeri tetangga? Loh, Joshua main Dota juga. Kin.
Leorik.
Leorik. Buset.
Buset katanya.
Percuma sih itu, biar Leoriknya mati mau diapain cu? Blade Mail. Masih ada reinkarnasi cok. Mati lah.
Ini perang lagi nih.
Wah, ditangkap sama Kaja cok. Salah.
Mati tapi anjir.
Bad Rider. Pak, jangan sampai Kin Gaming kalah, Wan. Kin Gaming harus menang loh, ingat.
Oh iya dong.
Library kita harus bertambah, Wan. Wah, mati tapi.
Tertusuk. Kan udah gue bilang ini yang bikin masalah tuh si Kancil. Si Kancil anak nakal.
Kancilnya binatang ya, Ayusta. Tapi Ayusta awal-awal udah enak, Wan. Mau farmingnya susah banget. Loh, lu player hardcore. Apa kita perlu turun kembali ke Dota nih? Kalau Dota si Ridwan mungkin mau main juga nih sama gua nih.
Enggak.
Enggak ya, Wan ya.
Skip.
Kin kayaknya pulang kampung deh.
Kayaknya feeling gue aja pulang.
Kayaknya pulang kampung deh. Itulah nayanya bebas dari tadi. Lihat uangnya, oh ya, masa Allah, Wan, uangnya Wan.
Iya, uangnya tajir
Uangnya
banget.
udah beda satu item, udah berat.
Ini masalahnya magic, Om. Lu tahu lemparan si Kancil tuh magic.
Ya memang magic, mau diapain terus.
Iya, makanya itu GA-nya juga nggak ngaruh.
Kenapa ya dia pakai puris ya? Di sini apa namanya? Anjing. Puris kan, bener kan?
Omni Knight anjir.
Oh, Omni Knight anjir.
Puris.
Pick siapa? Puris. Nah, Wan, kayaknya lumayan nih Wan, viewer gue Wan. Kayaknya dari pagi besok kita nobar dah Wan. Oke, lu temenin gue ya.
Di toko gue gimana caranya?
Gak apa-apa lah, nyalain aja mic lu, bacot-bacot.
Nggak bisa anjir. Nanti tiba-tiba ada truk ngelewat anjir, nggak lucu.
Lu push to talk lah tai.
Enggak.
Infamous underdog. Dari mana nih Infamous nih?
Peru.
Hah? Peru?
Yang kasihan tuh apa satu, Wan?
Dari Indonesia gak ada, Wan. Asik. Kenapa ya Indonesia tuh selalu gagal buat tembusin yang liga-liga atas?
Kemarin kan hampir.
Selalu kayak gitu, Wan. Jangankan Dota, CS-nya juga kayak gitu.
Iya sih.
Gak bisa, Wan. Ya kelihatan.
Nggak bisa sih, ini kalah sih.
Terlalu jadi tuh 2 orang tuh. Yang kasusnya kan dia harus nge-kill 2 kali tuh si Leorik.
Tinggal bikin aganim sini. Leoriknya udah GG.
Cuma sih perang besar kalah ya.
Yang bikin kesel tuh itunya, lu tau nggak Om?
Iya, gak bisa keluar, udah kabur semua. Ada Jakiro ya Wan ya? Apa sih itu?
Bad Rider.
Oh, Bad Rider. Pencet lu ya. Berat dah ini dah. Nggak bakal bisa balik.
Kurang BKB doang sih.
Lo lihat pingsan gak tuh kakak langsung BB. Mau diapain coba? Ayo diperkosa Wan. Gak bisa, motret mau diapain? Lu lihat tuh. Lagi-lagi. Kukanya kejar-kejar itu ya percuma lah. Udah digebukin orang 4, ayo lo. Gak bisa Wan, mati Wan King Game ini. Gak bisa. 20.000 sama 17.000. Core-nya lagi so. Wah, ter-outplay.
Nggak bisa sih. Dia apa ya? King Gaming nggak punya yang burst damage.
Cuman yang instan kan, maksudnya yang instan sekali nih. Ya cuman si siapa?
Cuman si
Motret
Kunka
doang.
Tapi Kunka lemah.
Ya motretnya juga harus, kalau dia keluar pas critical menang cok. Lah, itu 2 manusia Lanaya sama Leoric, gimana cara lu bisa one hit kill?
Nggak tahu dah itu gimana.
Nah itu dia, terus dia pick motret. Cakep lah.
Itu tim Cina satu-satunya yang pulang anjir.
Ya wajar dia pulang anjing, lu lihat dah. Picknya siapa? Ya, nasib lah doi.
Ya udahlah ya pulang.
Ayo.
Gue nggak ngerti sih.
Kita besar. Ini siapa Minaski langsung siapa?
He has an MKB and a Daedalus completed up.
Fuck.
1200 gold on top
Tolong
of that.
bersabar.
That
Ini
is
Jet.
massive. He's being greedy
Sudahlah ya.
too. He's holding on to the Aegis and the cheese, even with the Deso, or the Daedalus rather, in his
Meneski.
backpack.
Meneski.
And you could see the
Masa
distress on
nge-lag
E's
gua?
face.
Emang
When
gua
they
nge-lag?
flash to him, he can sense that this game is rapidly getting out of hand.
Bentar deh,
They
sabar.
can sense it slipping away.
Ini sih
And
cuma
Infamous,
keajaiban
they're
aja
getting
yang bisa bikin
stronger as
menang.
the minute passes by. They're marching down mid again. They've got 2 lives on their TA. They've got 2 lives on the Wraith King. There's so much that Keen have to deal with.
Next target, the Heavens Halberd is going to be able to buy some time for Dark, but not long enough as he just gets
Oh,
two
pelan
on
dulu,
25 talent. That's a double kill for Chris Luck with the Melt
Udah,
Strike, getting the
GG.
bashes in on the night.
Udah
Finally
GG, Wan.
forced to be able to throw out his ultimate, but now he's being pulled back and
Udah
all
lah,
that
harusnya
pure
udah
damage.
GG.
Triple
Mau
kill.
gimana?
Because
Ah,
the
iya.
X got a free jump on to the Kunkka, and just like that, they managed to get the Megas, and now Old 11, he gets
Oh,
executed
gila.
quickly on the spot. Yee
Dan-
slowed
dan-
down,
GG,
paralyzed the
GG.
calf runs between the two of them, though, with the bone on
Belum,
top
Wan.
of it. Chris
Belum,
Luck
Wan.
does
Biar
take a
bertahan,
large share
Wan.
of this damage. He does have a
GG.
lead, though,
GG.
and he's okay with this.
GG,
He's ready to
GG.
kill Old Chicken and Infinite after
pulang
Infinite's coming in from
kalian
Whisper.
semua.
Finally able to finish off the PA. She buys back, but Keen Gaming stuck inside their face, and Hector says, that's where I want to go. I want to go all the way into the fountain. I want to find some more kills, but he knows he may have just overstepped himself a little bit. They do have the snowball. Now they jumped outside and found Hector's
Waduh.
really started fight. Quickly taking out the PA. Thanks to Whisper laying out the damage. Keen Gaming are forced into the fountain once again, and that is
Tunda
GG
GG. Ah!
Gaming. Called the GG and Infamous. Make it past the best of one.
Aduh, Kin.
Unbelievable. South America, you have your champions. They have secured themselves a top 12
Susah sih
berth
ngepicknya.
at this international.
They fulfilled every expectations that people had for the South American teams. They went into that last major, they went into that epicenter, and they bottomed out just like South America's done almost every single time when it comes to these DPC events, when it comes to TI. But here, Infamous,
Oi.
the Peruvians and the Soul Bolivian
Internet
and
gua kenapa
Whisper
nih?
have proven that they finally
Udah live.
are here to be able to take TI by
Aku
storm.
tak tahu.
They finish off King
Udah
Gaming
live nih.
in front of their home crowd
Udah terakhir.
and have now moved on into the best.
Apa nih abis
Meneski.
ini? Mineski. Oke, ganti judul
And
dulu
with
ganti.
that,
Meneski.
Infamous moving forward.
Siap.
We're also going to move forward as we have another best of one. It's moving late into the night. We've got Shiver standing by.
Siapa Mineski
Yes,
lawan siapa?
thank you very much,
Nafi.
Cap and Blitz.
Mineski.
I'm here, I'm outside, and we got to enjoy
Nafi.
that infamous victory. An amazing performance. Hector on his Wraith King couldn't ask for anything better for a best of one. This is a bunch of first-timers, Kyle, that came to the main stage against a team full of people that, you know, they're Chinese, there's a Chinese crowd, everybody cheered against them, and they performed.
Yeah,
they did it.
I felt like once
banget
the
ya.
Psyblade courier kill went down, you could feel the momentum shift a little bit. Bit shaky at first, Hector not having a great start, Chris Luck like 0-2-0. It wasn't looking great, but like that just
And
felt like it gave him
Navi.
that You saw that chat wheel come out immediately. You could tell they started to feel themselves.
Yeah, it was great. Here also, of course, OD Pixel BSJ, best of one. You know, normally you want to see the best of one, or you want to see, you know, bloodbaths. But it felt like Infamous was like cool, calm, and collected.
Well, I wouldn't say cool and calm. They were aggressive and terrifying. There was that point of the game I sort of sat down. There was like a 1K lead for Infamous. They were down 10-6 on the kills. They were diving the tier 1, diving the tier 2. And at that point, it's like, well, I think the game's over. And it was. They just didn't stop. They kept going and going. They hit their timings early with the Wraith King and the TA, and it just felt like Keen Gaming from that point. They were just out of the game. They were just getting overrun. They were getting absolutely dismantled. And it's only just going to show how exciting it's going to be watching Infamous in the future series. They've done it here in the best of 1, obviously best of 3. It's a different ball game, but if they can keep this sort of performance up on the main stage with that sort of confidence, they can go far.
Yeah, they really can, Brian.
Yeah, the Enchantress Wraith King, those two heroes like in the group stage were their two most signature heroes, I would say. And we saw two versions of Infamous in the group stage, and one of them was with the signature heroes, and they were taking games off of teams like LGD. And they looked like they could take games off the best teams in this tournament. And I think that's huge to go into a best of 1 and just say, we're going to first round. Like our comfort zone heroes, we don't care if you counter them. And you see there, like they just steamrolled, and I love the confidence, and I really...
Ayusta,
Yeah,
bisa
I
kepake
think
kita Ayusta.
you and me and a lot of other people
Bagus
both.
itu,
And
matinya
of
cuma
course,
nama yang
credit to
Magik.
that, it is Stinger, the captain of the squad, and he's
Kin
with
udah
Casey.
pulang ini.
Thank you,
pulang
Shiver.
kampung.
Yeah, Stinger is here. I could just see the excitement on your face when you walked in and the relief.
Matinya
Congratulations.
kalau digebukin tangan
How
susah
did it
kan,
feel to
meli-meli itu
play
pasti
on the
super
TI
slow
stage?
slow aja gitu.
Y quería preguntarte cómo se siente jugar en el estadio enfrente de todo el mundo en TI.
Apa yang kau rasakan setelah berhasil memenangkan melawan
Es grandioso.
King
Al entrar estaba como que bastante emocionado,
mereka
¿no?
semua cukup
Ver a los
sekali,
costados,
seperti yang
a
kalian
toda la
tahu
gente.
Strategi kami berhasil berjalan
Bastante
dengan
emocionado
sangat
y al momento de que empezó el juego simplemente concentración, ¿no? O sea, concentración total y ya.
total konsentrasi nggak?
He was very excited walking in, seeing all the people to the sides, but once the game started, it was just pure concentration.
How do you balance that concentration with knowing
Ini
what
Shiver
the
ini yang kena
stakes
kanker bukan
are?
kemarin,
Because early on it looked like
Shiver,
perhaps
yeah,
you weren't going to
Yeah,
win, and then you
kena
were able to
kanker,
just stay focused
Yes.
the way that you're talking. How do you stay focused at an event like TI?
¿Cómo haces para concentrarte con un evento tan importante? O sea, hay tanto en juego y es seguramente mucho más difícil que jugar normalmente. ¿Qué es lo que ustedes hicieron para poder concentrarse?
Pues para concentrarnos creo que nosotros vemos al costado y vemos a nuestros compañeros, ¿no? Y vemos que ellos quieren ganar tanto como uno mismo y ese sentimiento nos da confianza y pues nos ayuda a concentrarnos también.
To concentrate, instead of looking forward, you just look to your sides and you see your friends and you see that they want to win and you see that they're really focused. So that gives you the confidence that you need to concentrate and win these games.
And stay in the moment. One of the things that is so exciting about Dota is the fact that it brings people all over the world together. We're here in China for the first time for TI, but you're representing South America and South American Dota. There's a great fan base. What do you want to say to your fans?
Una de las cosas muy buenas de International es que vemos equipos de todo el mundo.
Yang kemarin-kemarin yang
South
America siapa Wan yang
ustedes
lolos
están
TI?
aquí de Sudamérica y ustedes tienen un montón
Baru
de
ini
fans
ya?
en Sudamérica. ¿Hay algo que le quieras decir a ellos?
Sí, un saludo para todos ellos y un agradecimiento y estamos
lagi,
aquí,
kan?
¿no? Demostrando que el Dota
Kayaknya nggak
sudamericano es fuerte y que podemos pelearle igual a cualquier equipo, ¿no?
A big hi and a big
Oh, good,
thank
you
you
can
to all the
chess,
South
good.
American fans, and they're here to show that they can fight hand to hand
Chess.
against any other region in the world.
Yoi,
Stinger,
let's go.
congratulations once again, and muchas gracias.
Muchas
Tuh,
gracias.
katanya mau
Muchas gracias.
nonton sekarang.
Back to you.
Ih, tai nih
Gue
orang
pengen
ini.
nonton, emang gue pengen nonton, cuman
And
gimana
better yet,
anjir?
this is the best result any South American team has had at a TI so far. And going into this, actually, was Chris Luck, the mid laner. He said, you know, his goal, you know, people come to TI and I want to win TI. Great. You know, it's a long shot for a lot of people, but Chris Luck actually came in saying, you know, my goal is to be the best South American team that any TI has ever seen. Got it.
I'm pretty sure they have already cemented enough money to, like, not just beat out any team at TI from South America, but like all of TIs and maybe even majors combined. You got to be proud of this already. I think they've already defied expectations. A lot of people had them in the bottom 2.
Yeah, I feel like people have doubted why we have given a slot to South America. And I'll say at the start, I kind of doubted it too. And you're seeing it here. They've taken a lot of beatings over the course of the years, but they've proven like they can learn from loss.
Yeah.
And they've improved to a point where they're a competitive region.
Now, speaking of beatings, and I didn't want to use that as a segue,
barang-barangnya datang.
but Rich is with Kaka right now.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, we are here with Kaka, and ultimately it is going to be the first team to fall from China. And even right now, around us while we're doing this interview, there's overwhelming support here in the arena. And one of the first things that we kind of heard them talk about in other interviews was the idea of how the fans may react if they did fall out early. And I kind of want to take a moment to ask on the other side, in the arena when they are playing with their lives on the line, their TI lives on the line, could they feel that support from their fans?
在你的采访当中，你提过，就是如果输了比赛，粉丝会有什么样的回应？但是我们想提一下，在场馆里面打比赛，有没有感受到粉丝对你的支持？
在场馆听到有很多粉丝在为我们在欢呼吧。
I heard a lot of fans cheering for us in the venue.
And with that, I mean, we could too as well, and I'm sure you guys at home could hear, but is the idea of that pride of the region, is it something that you do think of while you're here? Because obviously there are still teams that we know in the region that are moving on forward. Or when you're actually playing on the main stage, is it only your team that you're really thinking about?
就是对于粉丝支持中国队这件事情，有没有特别的想法，还是在舞台上面只为了自己而想？
那肯定会，我不知道怎么回答，就是觉得输了，很多比他们的支持吧，感觉自己也挺遗憾的。
I'm not sure what to say. It's unfortunate that we lost, but thank them for the support.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a lot of added pressure as well, and totally do understand that, but it's definitely deserved too. I think that there's a reason that so many people have gravitated around you, even now, to cheer from you, and I do want to know if there's anything else that you do want to say to the fans, because they've obviously made the support known, and it is very well deserved.
就是你们得到支持都是很值得的。最后想问一下，有没有任何东西，就任何话想跟粉丝说的？因为他们那么支持你。
感觉就很对不起，就是为我们支持的那些中国玩家吧，感觉自己感觉就是挺遗憾的，然后我们也挺难过的。但是我们会就这样吧。
I feel a little bit regret that we lost, and feel a little bit sorry that they feel like we didn't deserve their support, but thank them a lot, and we'll come back stronger.
You definitely did deserve the support. Thank you so much for talking to us. We're going to jump back up right now.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rich, Kaka, and Helen. And yeah, Keen Gaming, we've seen them throughout the year. They had a bit of a rocky year, and it is sad to see them go out like this for sure, especially in such a star-studded lineup. They were having high expectations.
Om go dulu.
Yeah, I feel like every time you have a team around these caliber of Infamous and Keen, some of them are going to be a disappointment, and some of them are going to have that Hail Mary shot at a Cinderella story, and that's just how it happens. Somebody has to lose. And
somebody has to
today
lose.
was Keen.
There's going to be another team that has to lose today, Owen. We can take a look at the brackets and see where we are at right now. We have one more best of one coming your way. Owen, talk to me. What is this matchup going to be like for you? Mineski, Navi.
I think it's going to be very, very close.
One?
These are two teams that, for me at least, in the group stage, they gave us a couple of upsets, right? We saw a series where Navi was able to take a game off OG, and then on the other half, we saw a series where Mineski was able to take a game off Team Secret. So when these guys come together, who's going to come out on top? Do you value the team that beat Secret or the team that beat OG more?
That is indeed the question. Now, before we continue talking about this matchup, we're first going to get to know Mineski a little bit better.
Ninja Boogie.
Hello.
Nico, baby.
Hello.
It's great to have you here.
It's good to be here. Good to be here, yeah. First time.
This is your first TI interview?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, this is my first WoW tournament. Yeah, he's never played a major or minor. He kind of skipped that whole process.
Yeah, just
skipped the whole part, just TI.
That's great. You just joined in June, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so how did you come to join the team?
I'm actually not sure.
You have
to ask him. His name just popped up in one of the lists of players that we could kind of get. Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, you know, we needed an aggressive player, and he looks very aggressive. So we kind of...
Just the looks. Just the looks, not the play.
Yeah.
No.
No, but yeah, he came in and we qualified.
So when you first come in,
Yeah.
How did you get comfortable playing with these guys enough to, just qualify for TI? No big deal.
Well, he's kind of contagious as a person, like in a good way.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
like a disease?
He just kind of like grew onto us.
Yeah.
And he kind of gave us like the energy and like, because he's like he's not a new player, but he kind of gave some life into the team, like much needed life.
Yeah, I feel like this is what they were lacking when I first came to Mineski.
Really?
His energy just like spread, and everyone was just happy to play again. Yeah.
And Nika, what have you been learning from your teammates?
Like a lot. Like I was doing mostly pop stuff in our games, outside the games as well. But now I'm more, I would say, what's the word? I'm not exactly sure.
Refined.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, kind of.
You gotta support him even out of the game.
Yeah.
Isn't that usually how it works?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, there was I think it was last year at Epicenter with a cybersports interview, and you said you didn't want to put TI on a pedestal.
Yeah.
What did you mean by that?
It's just like I hear from other people, and like it's just people. Usually, it goes when you're in TI. It goes down to like the pressure and how well you treat TI. Some people treat TI too much. And I think last year OG kind of proved that. It was just like step by step. They just want to have fun. It's not the tournament to win. So yeah, I kind of want to build that mindset too.
It's interesting you say that, because as you were talking, I was thinking back to last year and how I think you're right. If you can play TI for what it is, which is the best way to play the best Dota, and look at it that way first, instead of, if we don't prove ourselves here, it's all over.
Because like a lot of people, it's life-changing money, obviously, if you win. But you shouldn't be thinking about the money. That distracts you from. Like, I think just OG just proved it. Like it was just all about fun, doing it together, and
friendship.
Yeah.
Iya, dia tidur
Did you
gak
watch
lolos.
TI last year?
Yeah, I did.
Cuman
I think they played phenomenal Dota actually.
Gak ada wakil Indonesia.
At that time, I was a bit bitter, like, because I was not playing in any tournaments. I was just watching from home.
Yang ini
But
jangan
now,
di-share, ini cuma buat
I see that they
senang-senang
were
doang.
actually one of the
Kita
best
ikut
teams
dong
throughout
Pesta
the whole
Akbar setahun sekali.
TIs.
And now you get to be at a TI playing against
and
them.
I hope to get a chance to beat them. So
one day at a time.
Yeah.
We gotta survive the groups.
With your experience, do you believe that group stage is a good opportunity to create momentum to continue into the main event, or do you treat them as two separate entities?
Kita
I think it's
butuh next
different
match.
this time around because like there's a lot less tournaments this year, right? So going into the to TI, you don't really know what to expect from the teams because like it's been like 2 months or since the last major, something like that. So a lot of teams can be developing new strategies. So you don't really want to show everything, but you want to be able to make it out, and you want to try to make it to the winner bracket. So obviously it's good getting momentum in the group stage, but you don't want to like go all out. You want to keep something back, just
hide a little something, something.
Save strats for TI.
Thank you guys. Great job.
Thank you.
Great job with your first TI interview.
Yeah.
Ish. Yeah.
I hope it's not going to be the last one. Right?
It's still young.
Keeping something
You don't
back.
want to like go all out.
TI, saving strats, even in
Wanna
the
keep
group
something
stage. We're
back,
going to
yeah,
find out if
just
Mineski
hide a little
has
something.
indeed done that. Of course, their opponents are going to be Navi, and they have looked really good in those group stages.
Kagak, gue
Mineski
kagak
a little bit
nge-cash,
competitive,
gue
they've
cuma
been
pengen
saving
nonton aja gitu.
strategies.
Kan
Then
acara
that should
setahun
surely
sekali,
mean
nonton
that
lah.
In this best of one, we're going to see them
Lihat
really
aja
deliver.
kita,
Now, first though,
how.
to get the game,
Gue
we need
jamin
these
apa gue bilang nama
players
hero-nya
on
juga
stage.
rata-rata gak
So let's
kenal.
welcome them in. Na'Vi have definitely impressed during the group stage. They made it here off of a 3-0 in the qualifiers, but people still have doubts. Every single time people have doubts.
Tahu nih Blade kabur.
To get rid of these doubts.
Main CS kayaknya dia.
Them taking the
Gue
stage
ditinggalin
here
sendiri.
is
Lu tahu
proof
gak
that
sih?
they are
Om.
indeed back, and I am never gonna mention that
Siarin
again because
Dota.
that is just
Gue
the
mau
case.
nonton. Ntar
They
kita
are
ngobrol.
here. They're gonna play
bilang dia
on the
lari.
main stage
What the
of
fuck,
the
ya?
international. They have taken games of the best of them in the group
itu
stage,
salah satu
and they're
kayak
here to play
produk yang cukup unik
Mineski.
juga. KPII, bukan KPPI gitu, KPPI. Kok ada saudaranya ini? Ada kambing seng. Dan lehernya ditato gitu gak sakit apa?
A squad that has undergone a lot of changes, even as far as a couple of months ago, 2 months ago. It was Nico Baby that joined the roster. Ninja Buki also only added this March, together with Raging Potato or Bimbo, however you want to call him, and they are here to deliver. They have been saving strats, according to themselves, and they have fun playing again, and that is so very important, as we have seen last year, last TI, OG friendship, taking it all the way. Can this friendship in Mineski do the same? Can they make a lower bracket run? We are going to find out, or at least we're going to find out the first step of their journey here in Shanghai at the International 2019. It is one game only, one best of one. Now, first, before we go any further about this matchup, we're gonna see Casey talk with Na'Vi.
So Nico and Crystallize with Na'Vi.
Ya,
welcome to TI9.
Sikit-sikit guys.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes. How would you rate the way the last few months have gone for both of you as players?
Это были тяжелые вот эти пару месяцев. Мы были все время близки пройти на какой-то лан, но все время какие-то именно то ли психологические моменты, то ли где-то просто не везло, и в итоге мы не могли отобраться на турнир.
How do you think your leadership style has changed over the years?
Вот за последние пару лет я каждый год чувствовал, что я все больше и больше меняюсь в плане лидерских качеств, в плане игровом, в игровых каких-то моментах. И все это заслуга моих тиммейтов, которыми я играл. И особенно именно с текущими ребятами, которыми мне именно весело проводить время и общаться, и получать опыт, и получать именно обратную связь от них.
Crystallize, I will ask you a question too. How have you grown as a player?
Именно за этот год, как по мне, я импровнулся больше всего, потому что это был второй год мой уже, который я не новичок, который я видел уже как самому развиваться, какими путями мне нужно идти, чтобы стать лучше. И благодаря моим тиммейтам я импровился, как по мне, очень много.
It sounds like you both have a lot of respect and a lot of camaraderie on your team. Do you think that that is a huge factor in being successful at this level?
Ну, это один из главных также факторов, потому что когда я впервые пришел в команду, у меня было большое уважение к моим тиммейтам. И, можно сказать, я был не на равных для себя. Я думал, что они намного лучше. Но в этом году, когда пришли новые ребята, я с ними был уже на равных и мог выражать свое мнение наравне.
Even though it's a different roster than TI1, obviously, do you feel a sense of pride playing for Na'Vi since it's so synonymous with TI at this point?
Гордость по типу того, что играет за тег, который именно стал чемпионом. У меня нет, у меня есть именно любовь к этой организации. Они профессионалы
Ya kan nyawa
своей
satu,
деятельности.
berat tuh nyawa satu
Они
di bawah.
именно могут, они знают свое дело, и за счет этого я горжусь находиться в этой организации. То, что они были чемпионами, это все, я не задумывался, и такого давления какого-то, либо же ответственности у меня нету.
What would it mean to both of you to be able to win the Aegis?
Ну, как по мне, это уже вот новое достижение будет, которое именно даст мне понять, что я вот в этом году именно смог правильно именно собрать команду, правильно ее типа именно построить, развить, и то, что я двигаюсь в правильном направлении.
Ну, лично для меня это покажет результат, насколько я выкладывался, насколько это были правильные решения, и как таковое достижение, ну, покажет всю правильность моих действий, что ли, за год.
Да.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
The torture is over.
And here, the torture has only just begun. They are going to play on the stage in a best of one. Torture or enjoyment, excitement. It's, you know, how, whatever you really think helps you thrive in a game of Dota 2, Brian. I mean, surely everybody is different in terms of what makes them tick, right?
Yeah, this game, I think these two teams are the most wild card-esque teams. The highest they can play and the worst they can play is quite high variance, I think, for both these teams. And when it came down to predicting the best ones, this one was the hardest one for me because, like I said, I feel like we could either see the best of both teams, the worst of both teams, best of one team, worst of one team. I really don't know going into this game.
I know for a fact Maneski's got something special planned.
Ooh.
I don't know whether they're going to go for it or not. It'll be interesting to see, but they've definitely at least considered a hero they've yet to select in this tournament. Like Brian said, like if it was a BO, it's the one BO1 I wish was a BO3, because Na'Vi, you know, they 2-0'd VP and then they find themselves in the lower bracket as VP moves to the upper. Maneski, they had a shot. They just had to take, I believe, one game off of Newbie. They would have at least forced a tiebreaker. They could not.
So
I can't call it.
So close, Owen. Now we started this season off with Na'Vi doing really well. They came second at the Dream League Minor even.
They did. You know, this roster, I think, which is definitely important for people to note that may have, you know, maybe just watching the TIs or not able to sort of follow every single event in the season. You know, this roster of Na'Vi, they're back sort of really on their way back to the top. This is definitely a lineup that you have to respect and look at all 5 of these players. They're some of the best in each of their individual roles, in my opinion, and they've really got it all working. They've got it come together. They've stuck together. They've persisted. And I feel that this could be the time where we really see Na'Vi blossom and make the run. I've had them as my bracket prediction to win this series, and I really feel that there's every reason to get behind these players once again on Na'Vi.
Yeah, you're saying Na'Vi is stuck together this entire season. It feels like Maneski is the complete opposite, just shuffling about almost the entire season with the latest edition just a couple months ago.
Yeah, and they also were about this close from not making it to the tournament at all. There was a unfortunate thrown go for by actually our friend Gunnar, who's currently working the panel in that game 4 of the SEA qualifier finals. Like, that's what's so nuts about Dota, right? Because this 30-second decision in a qualifier match kind of reflects now upon this tournament, and now we see another BO1 where it's a game of inches and seconds. Like, you really don't know what's going to happen.
All right, Brian, most important thing about this matchup for you?
I'd say it's the mid lane. I think Magical is one of the highest skilled mid laners I've seen in a long time. I like watching him on his signature heroes like TA, and he seems like a heavily momentum-based player.
All right, let's find out what's going to happen in the game.
Mineski versus Na'Vi. Game 1.
It's time now for game number 1, and I say game number 1, it's just one game. Best of 1 elimination. It's brutal. One of these teams going home. Mineski versus Na'Vi. Gunnar, Fabi, how are we doing? What do we think about this one?
Feeling good. I got the chance to cast a lot of Na'Vi games with Fabi.
Yep.
They had some strats they like to run a lot more than others. They picked a lot of Razor. Other teams didn't pick Razor. They picked a lot of AA, Axe, and Earth Spirit. I think their Earth Spirit player is phenomenal. I think that's kind of one of the heroes to look out for, and that player in particular.
Yeah, he's got a crazy win rate on their hero. He's got 72% win rate, and they picked him 7 times in the group stage. Was their most picked hero, so they definitely trust him with that hero.
Well, some of these other heroes that you have to look out for being banned out here as we help ourselves into the draft. Is there a clear favorite coming in, Fabi? We were talking about this a bit before coming on. Is this even? Is there one of the teams that has an edge?
I think Mineski on their highs played the better quality of Dota, so...
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's pretty close. It's BO1. Like, it comes down to nerves a lot, like these BO1s. Like, whoever plays without pressure the most. And I don't know. I think these teams are pretty neck to neck. Like, they're pretty even. Mineski did play a higher quality of Dota from what I've seen, but it's all about nerves and pressure.
So Mineski banned 2 of Navi's kind of heroes like we talked about. They banned Tree, and they banned Razor in the first phase. So Navi's gonna have to kind of change up their draft a little. The AA is still in the pool. I think their AA, they played around it really well. His laning was a little weaker on that hero. He would go, 0-2, 0-3 in the early game, but he hit level 6 at a decent time with the 10-minute tome, and he just crushed the whole game. His AAs were on point, so I think that kind of hero is what we're looking for.
Yeah, if the Wraith King is not banned, I think Mineski wants to pick that hero up. That hero has been working wonders for Mineski. It can push out lanes pretty well. They got a pretty high win rate on that hero.
Alright. Okay.
Here we go.
Kayaknya suara gue yang ganteng bisa keluar.
You mentioned the win rate. Best of 1. You stick with your comfort hero. 72% win rate it was. And Zayat's, he kind of is the player to watch with Na'Vi.
Yeah, he controls the whole early game and the whole mid game and even the late game.
Yeah, so he's the stand-up player.
We watched it. He played with an Alchemist. He just covered him the whole game. He even got an Ags at one point from the Alch. And he saved his Alch 3 times with the Ags.
I'm kind of worried about it because usually they pick him with some damage, and right now, with AA of course, and right now it's Warlock or Spirit. Sure, the team fight's gonna be insane, but the kind of pickoffs at the silence that Zayak usually makes, it's not gonna happen. They're gonna mainly go for team fights this one.
The other small concern already is the Shadow Demon. And Mineski in the former Shadow Demon has a save. So if he kind of rolls on this core, he tries to silence, burst it. If they get disrupted, maybe it's a BKB off, maybe they turn the fight, so that could be a little scary.
What is it about the Warlock that we're suddenly seeing this? Because you guys were talking about the AA pick, which has normally been Navi's first 2 picks for their support. Why suddenly do you think Warlock comes out?
Zaman gua pokoknya dulu kalau nge-pick Ogre Magi udah dimaki-maki lah dihujat masa.
And like the big stages too. Dota kind of changes. It's all about team fight because you're playing under such pressure, there tends to be mistakes. So like if you're on a lineup that kind of falls out or like that's on a timer, then you are even on more pressure, Yeah, so I think that's why they aim for the Warlock. They just want better team fight.
And we're kind of maybe expecting this to go later game, see lots of those like late game Roshan fights where someone like Warlock can offer a lot, I imagine.
It also helps their laning. If they want to pick kind of a weaker carry, he has, Shadow Word, he could kind of sustain the lane a little better. Something like Ogre even, since he has Ignite and he has Fireball, so he's going to deal a lot of damage to the carry. If it's a 3, the Warlock's going to kind of offset the imbalance in that lane.
Yeah, so Ogre has been picked for Mineski. Most of the times it has been played by KP on position 3, but sometimes they do put it on Raging Potato, position 4. I think it should be a position 3 this game though, because if those 2 are supports, they're just 2 single targets. So I think we're gonna see some team fight hero from Raging Potato, maybe an Invoker.
The interesting ban from Navi is the life
Justru yang seru itu yang OP-OP, semakin OP hero,
it is a little
semakin menarik gamenya. Lu percaya nggak?
They have a good vehicle in the Earth Spirit, and I think it lanes well against the Ogre, so it's kind of surprising that they're banning their own life too.
Pokoknya yang OP itu menarik lah pokoknya.
Guess they must have something else in mind, at least as far as the carry goes, if they're going to be banning it out. As we will see, also the Void and Dazzle removed from Mineski.
Lu kata League of Legends kagak OP.
Get ourselves into the next big stage. I feel like this man here.
Tadi harus ada hero broken baru seru. Kalau ada yang broken gitu nggak seru.
Giving him a good start, giving him a good lane has been.
Jadi gak ada yang buat meta buat ngelawan itu yang broken.
He to me is very similar to
Hector
from Infamous, where it's like he wants to farm, hit like whether it's a Midas Radiance hero or something else. His item timings are really important.
He's really good at those, but he's also really good at the Jug type of hero. In the qualifiers, he played a lot of Jug. He would kind of sit in the lane, farm. Once he gets his items, he would rotate a lot of his team. They would play really fast around him. They would get a bunch of towers, they would take a lot of team fights. So he
Terus
kind of
itu
plays
Warlock siapa
multiple
sih
styles with
namanya?
the team, and his team as well will focus on him or Moon. So they're a little
Apa sih itu?
versatile. Some teams will prefer to go
Yang
for
golem
the
yang
carry, for their
tenang-tenang
mid.
batu tuh apa namanya?
But this is one of the teams I think that
Earth
can kind of
Spirit.
flex their priority hero.
Yeah, with
Padahal
Navi's
Spirit ini
Beastmaster
pecahannya
pickup, the
Panda,
teamfight
coy.
even looks more
Pecahannya
more
Panda.
stronger. They have two
Ya Panda kan ada
players,
3
so
tuh. Lu
much AoE.
pick 1 aja udah jadi
And
3.
there it is, the It's one of
Red King
Nico's favorite carry heroes.
Something Navi must have expected because it is one of Mineski's
like
most picked heroes so far. I think they had like a pretty
Kan
high
konsepnya Earth Spirit
75-80%
kan
win
dari
rate on
sana.
over like 5 games maybe.
Fire sama itu sudah keluar
and
semua
Navi
lagi di
instantly
buat
picks
satu.
Sven.
Yeah, I think they did their homeworks. Maybe they were kind of baiting the pick. Because Sven shreds Wraith King.
Yep.
Wraith King low armor.
Ember.
Cleave can deal skeletons in the early game if they ever pressure the Sun's tower. Gives your team armor, so the Wraith King can't really
Aduh,
burst you.
kakak kita
It works well
Kakanda
with the
Sven ini masih
Beastmaster as well.
kepake.
One of
Ini
the things Sven
signature
lacks
bawa
is
mania
high
banget nih.
damage but low
Sven.
attack speed.
Okay.
So the Beastmaster is going to kind of buff him up in the early game.
Namanya
Mineski
siapa kalau di
team-
sini? Masih
What
Sven kan?
Mineski needs right now, it's on wave
Soalnya nama di luar
slash
Dota ya.
teamfight.
From the mid? Would you? What about a Death Prophet here from Mineski?
Yeah, it's a very high chance, high likely pick.
They even have the save for the Shadow Demon.
Yeah, but I'm kind of worried about their wave
Udah pada
push
pulang, udah pada
because
tidur
over
semua. Weh,
exposition
buruan ya,
Kratos
last match,
push
last
out
match.
waves there, and
Gadang
so
nih
is
semua
TP.
nih.
He can buy a Midas. Get a triple quad multicast. Waves not.
Oh, Enigma. That's a
Team
KP
fight
Enigma
hero.
for sure. That's a KP Enigma.
You think BO1 KP's playing out the
Enigmanya
Enigma?
udah kayak
Yeah,
Pepsi
like I
man
said
sekarang.
before, he wants, you know, like in this PO1, you want to go
skinnya
out
kayak
with your best
Pepsi,
hero if you're going
man.
out. So I think rather than being the correct pick, they're looking at like their most confident hero. But I'm not so sure if this was the pick because there's a lot of Enigma counters.
Yeah, they
on
have 2 heroes that deal with
Exactly.
Black Hole, BKB Black Hole. that is.
Warlock, you know, Beastmaster War. There's a lot of stuff, and like I don't know.
But the way we may see it played is going to be more momentum-based, where you get the fast either Helm, Mech, Greaves, get those team-fight items and
definitely.
push with your team.
Yeah. So
Play
how-
around your catapults.
So how to play against the Warlock with Enigma is you just go team fight enters. You don't go like you don't itemize to use Black Hole ever because this Warlock's just gonna AFK in the back lines. Then like you want to be somewhat useful in the front line by providing team fight items.
Yep.
I could see Mineski doing an aggro tri-lane against this Sven. You put the Enigma versus the Beastmaster, and you can convert his boar off cooldown. Kind of gives this really nice lane for you. If you have a sentry, kill a hawk.
Tukang
And
pukulnya
then the
Mineski
Sven, I think,
siapa
will
jadinya?
suffer. The Warlock, once he's sustained lanes where you just Shadow
Siapa
Word
yang
your
di-ban
carry,
tuh?
the
Black
lane
Void?
gets slowed down, you both heal up, you free tangos up, basically. But
Dark
in an aggro
Terror.
tri-lane, you're going to 100-0 someone with those heroes. Fire Blast,
Ember.
Breaking Stun,
Anjing, bandnya kecil banget.
Disruption.
Katarak.
I think it's a little scary for Navi right now.
Kecil
I
banget
played
sih,
with
udah kelihatan
Bushi
tuh.
time to time, and he prioritizes wave pushing a lot. So I'll be kind of surprised if we're not seeing like Lina, TA.
Apa yang lagi
these kind
hangat
of
di
wave
dunia
pushers.
ini?
You know, one hero
Di
Moon
dunia
plays,
YouTube.
Tinker.
Apa?
Is there any
Yeah.
chance we see a Tinker? That's the, the king of wave push.
Huh?
It's hard against Beastmaster Hulk. That's already got vision for you, but
Yeah, Navi does have a lot of
Dulu
good
tuh
ways
bandnya
to
tuh
catch
kecil
the
banget sih,
Tinker,
udah kelihatan
but
tuh apa.
yeah, we can definitely see some Tinker.
Especially with the Broodmother
Itu
ban.
Dark Terror. Itu apa tuh mantra? Oh,
Lina.
laba-laba. Tuh
Okay.
pakainya Lina.
It's a little more stable. It can lane against most mids in the meta.
Enggak, itu
deals
yang
with Sven,
kiri
you
yang
can
nge-ban
time
terakhir
before
Mineski.
BKB, even after
Laba-laba
BKB,
tuh di
Lina
ban.
is very fast.
Broodmother.
Is TA banned?
No.
and that's a magical hero.
Lina.
Magical hero, yeah.
It matches well up
Ember,
against most of the
Ember.
heroes, but Enigma's a little scary
Ember.
for it. I think it's a safer pick though.
Yeah, Warlock's got the Enigma covered, so he doesn't have to worry about that. He just has to, win the Lina's lane and be a boss. I think it's pretty good
coba
against
Trend
ST over too. Like
Protector.
those
Itu apa
two
tuh?
squishy.
Jakiro. Trend
Over's not
Jakiro.
that squishy, but I think it's kind of linear.
Alchemist
on
atau Jakiro?
tankiness, so it's
Alchemist
gonna hit a
atau-
limit,
Oh iya,
especially on
Alchemist.
position 4. If it is
Razor.
being played as a position 4.
As much as it
Desel,
feels like maybe they
Desel.
should ban TA, you see they ban Brood, and you're like, well, yeah, you don't want to
Ban
get
6 ya?
10 pick brooded in a
Banyak 6
BO1
ya?
elimination match, so it makes
Anjir,
sense.
naik
You
lagi
pick the
satu.
lesser
Ya
of the two
kapan?
evils, maybe, assuming they even pick TA.
But
Mother paling
Bag
terakhir.
seems like very confident right
Kanan
now.
itu
the Navi's
Tini.
coach, so.
Oh,
Ini
this is another Navi
Miranda.
special sniper.
It is pretty good
Nice.
against Lina too. I mean, Gunnar, you can talk about it. You're the mid player.
The Lina sniper matchup is
Omni
kind of
9.
even the
Puris,
mid
Puris,
game, or the
Puris.
mid lane. Once it gets to the mid game, the sniper outranges the Lina, which is
Yeah.
the one of the few
Pikirnya
heroes in the
kok udah
game that can
kelihatan.
actually outrange
Harus
the
ke
Lina.
dokter mata, cepat
So
kilat coy.
you have this kind of out exterior fighter range where she'll try to stun range you.
Lu harus gua antar nih ke dokter mata terdekat
For
secepatnya.
Laguna and her
Besok
Aether
kalau
Lens,
bisa.
these kind of things, they're not even far enough to hit the sniper with Dragon Lance and max attack range or take aim.
Tahun berapa band 6 dimulai? Gua terakhir kali main itu bandnya cuma berapa ya?
Mineski has to play this is with better vision, I think. They have to fight not with the Hawk and just fight under their ward. So Eniwei can find the Warlock.
Bahkan zaman gua dulu ya, zaman gua pribadi waktu turnamen
The vision game is so
dibagi
important. That's
menjadi
something where
dua,
this Beastmaster
Sentinel
Hulk
dan
needs to be
Scorch.
dealt with and controlled.
Min
You
NP.
can't just let him have full vision of the entire map. Otherwise, Na'Vi will pick and choose their fights
Min
and take
NP, coy.
control the map very easily.
Jadi cuma bisa pick hero Sentinel dengan hero Scorch. Kampret, mati cuy digebukin sama ini Scorch.
Maybe clump around his ult when he reincarnates, they get a 2-3
Iya, lengkap di sana coy.
Even if it gets
Ada
interrupted,
Leech,
it kind of buys the whole team enough time to get in.
Terus
They
pakai
get
apa
the
lagi
BKB
ya?
popped on the Wraith King maybe, they get this Radiance burn,
NP aja dulu
doing a little
coy.
damage, you know.
Jadi
It's
sisi
gonna be a
Scorch sama
battle of
Sentinel.
like
Kalau
drawing
saya di
each
toss
other's
coin.
positions
Kalau
out.
toss coin banyak
Nina,
doa aja lah.
Sniper,
Rata-rata sih toss coin.
and Enigma, Warlock,
Toss
these
coin udah
key
doa.
heroes, they wanna like bait each other out.
Okay.
Iya,
Have
ada
your thoughts?
Sentinel,
I mean, you said
Sentinel
you
OP
maybe
banget.
ever so slightly favor Mineski. Does the draft maybe lean you a bit back towards Na'Vi now?
Yeah, I think I'm slightly towards on Navi's
siapa?
side. I kind of don't agree on the
Sentinel
Enigma
apa ya?
pick. He's gonna have a hard time in the game. They have to find the Warlock first before
Nggak ada.
engaging.
Paling
And I
Jaraka
think it's
orang
gonna be
pakainya
pretty
baru
hard
ini.
because Sniper is gonna be pushing out everything with the
Udah.
superior range
Apa lagi ya?
advantage.
Even with Shrapnel and side lanes and mid,
Sentinel.
you can just
Ya,
shrapnel coming out, you
Sentinel.
don't even have to show a hero. I think it
Lengkap
also,
kalau
their team fight's really
kampung
strong
lu
with the
semua.
Fatal Bonds and then the Magnetize and even the Sven.
Yeah.
A
TI
cleave with
7
the
band
Fatal
6,
Bonds.
sorry gue
2, 3
nggak
heroes,
ngikutin
4
TI
heroes,
coy.
5.
Gue ngikutin dapet TI 3
Everyone's
doang.
dead.
Yeah, but Mineski do have their comfort pick, so
Gue 3.
it's gonna be a pretty exciting game.
I mean, comfort picks the name of the game in these BO1s sometimes. Very
Tiga,
clear.
kan?
Na'Vi
Tiga atau
recognize that. They go for it a lot. They also
Satu.
added that extra amount of team fight with the Warlock. So
3 yang
really
tiga
big
yang
team fights
Alliance
is going to
juara
be the name
ya.
of the game. That's what we should be looking out for.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, gue ngikutin semua
The
1, 2,
game
3
will be
berarti.
exciting around 20-30 minutes. This Enigma BKB, they're going to try to bait out spells.
Zuan,
And it'll be fun to watch.
Yeah,
Cuan.
we don't see any chance there'll be
Angkat Aegis dia.
big explosion in the early game. We're going to go over to Casey on the stage. She's got
Udah
Mag.
mulai tuh lakat mata
That's right. I'm just
tak.
going to ask you a really quick question, Meg. How do you feel about your draft?
Gue langsung di
I feel very confident. We picked our
Nggak
signature
kelihatan.
heroes and
Nggak ada menitnya.
we feel quite confident. That's all.
Thank you
Nonton
so
di mana?
much.
Thank you too.
Kok bisa?
Best of luck. Back to you guys.
Biarin lah, gue nonton di
That's
Twitch
right,
sebelum
it's
mulai
time
masih
for our
ngobrol-ngobrol
final
santai.
match of the night. We're going late into the night, and there's still a decent amount of audience
Alliance
here.
yang masih
They've been
pakai
cheering
ini.
very loudly for both
Druid,
these
apa?
teams.
Lone Bear, Lone Bear.
Versus Na'Vi. Let's head into the game.
Lone
as
Druid,
we're
Lone
gonna be
Bear,
seeing
Lone
the
Druid,
bounties
pakai Lone Druid.
unfold quite soon.
Garuk-garuk,
And
garuk-garuk.
as we heard from Mag, I mean, I feel like both teams definitely just picked
Iya,
their
beruangnya
signature
dimasukin
heroes. I
Radiance
mean, they
macam-macam
picked
di dalam.
Enigma into Warlock and Earth Spirit
Sekarang
and
Bapak nggak tahu lah, gua
Beastmaster, but at the end of the day, it's still a KP class.
Yeah. I mean, what do you really expect him to say in that
Ini udah
position?
mulai
Like,
nih, udah
oh man, we got
bentar.
completely outdrafted.
20,
I should
detik
probably not do
20.
my job. We lost in
I
12
did a
minutes.
bad job. I'll be honest
masih
with
countdown,
you.
Jim.
I didn't even look at what Mineski's been picking. Hey,
10,
there's an
10.
interesting man on the screen right there. Nico Baby just completely bypassed
tuh.
attending DPC events and went straight to TI.
That's the Ana.
Yep.
You just kind of show up, slow roll your way to TI.
Rebounding runes for Na'Vi. Things already on.
Oh, udah lagi mulai.
Great start for the CIS team.
And Na'Vi, during the player intros
Channel tweets.
earlier during the opening ceremony, you can still tell this
Dota 2
organization carries
TI.
weight.
Yeah. And I think they probably won over some fans.
Enggak lah, kita sambil
given
dengerin dia
their
ngomong
like
aja,
kind of
guys.
steady and consistent performance
Sekarang detik
throughout the year, where
ke-28.
they've just kind of built up over and over. You heard in the interview that Seneko felt like this is a
Gue udah
team
lama banget
that
soalnya nggak
he
ngikutin
finally
Dota.
really
Kalau
built
suruh
from the
ngikutin
ground
sampai
up
sekarang
and really
dadakan
believed
disuruh
in,
ngekes mah
and
berantem
would love
aja
to be
kita, bro.
able to take the Aegis with the crew
Sekarang
like
4-1.
this, especially with Crystallize now taking more of a leadership
Lucu ya,
role.
ini bisa diputer-puter
Is,
semua grip-gripnya.
He said he felt like he
Diajak jalan-jalan.
wasn't really playing with peers so much as
Biar cepat
people that
mati
he
kan itu yang di
respected
depan
and looked
tanpa
up to.
turret.
It's
Terus yang
mid-lane matchup,
gebuk-gebukan
Lina
ini
versus
support-supportnya
Sniper.
yang di belakang.
Moon, of course.
Aduh. Cara dapat ini
Long
gimana
held
nih?
it as one of
Bagus
the
nih turretnya nih.
superstars of
Turretnya dong.
Southeast
Towernya
Asia.
dimarahin lagi kan nanti kan?
Show it that much this year is Mineski did not
Towernya
do so
bisa itu
hot.
berubah.
And on the flip side of things, you have Magical, who I think is a very snowbally player. Like, this guy needs a good laning phase, needs to continue from that as First Blood.
Raging
Take
Potato
Neski.
pulls it up out on Blizzy. They're just going for the full defensive tri lane, and KP's just going to be playing
Tweets.
this off lane solo. Enigma pulling the lane back for himself. Seems like they really want to secure this classic Nico Baby Wraith King, a strong start to the game.
Enak ya, Linanya nih cantik juga kalau udah pakai ini. Skin yang bagus.
I think Wraith King is going to be
Skin epic, skin legend itu coy.
I think this is a really hard Wraith King.
Oh, towernya harus battle pass. Jadi kalau nggak beli gitu nggak
Look
dapat.
at the other heroes, I feel like this Sven just
Ya,
kind of
bagus towernya aja.
The sniper can just outrange him and sort of play from afar. He's got multiple ways to distance himself if he goes for Dragonlance, Hurricane Pike.
Mahal
Once he gets the BKB, the
Sobat
stun
Biskuin,
becomes
selamat
relatively
malam semuanya,
effective.
selamat menikmati
And this is gonna be a really
TI9
hard
di
game
channel
for
Wawamania. Terima
Meneski
kasih
to
atas
feel
perhatiannya.
comfortable playing late game,
Besok
man.
pagi kita start
That's
lagi.
kind of wild to say considering you have an Enigma in your squad.
Yeah.
Ya, itu kan udah
Perhaps
lama
like Wraith King is like a really good hero to be able to push down towers, so maybe that's why Meneski's taking this
Ini udah
approach.
lama
They
dah.
think if they get Nico Baby ahead at the start,
Sekarang ya kalau lu lihat hero-heronya nih udah
he's gonna hit
apa ya,
that
badannya
really
jadi
big
melar
game
semua.
swing where he can
Kebanyakan
just
dapat
mow down
duit.
towers and they won't have to worry about the lake.
I think you can't play this Enigma like a neutral late game hero. I sort of feel like you have to go for a
Berapa
more
tuh?
mid-game oriented play. Play around the fact that your
plus.
Wraith King will hit like this
Ya,
like 2
menang
item
Navi
timing
sini.
and just sort of go for it.
Tapi kok
'Cause I
lagi
feel like the
ketinggalan ya?
game, the longer it goes on,
First blood-nya
you're
diambil
just
sama
asking to
Mineski.
lose because Seneko will hit a rock on you. It's so much harder for
Gak ada
Meneski to
sniper ya?
execute their lineup once it gets to like the
Bisa ada
35-minute mark.
That's exactly why Febby and Gunnar did disagree with the pick so
Nggak
heavily.
Lina nggak tuh terus diganti
We'll see
kameranya.
what team fight builds KP is.
Yang
able
lucunya
to
di
pull
hutan,
out.
Jim, sebenarnya yang seru-serunya sekarang ya berantem di hutan.
Picks too, which is what people seem to be
Lebih
favoring
seru
so
daripada
far.
di lane.
Like you saw, Hector was like, no matter what, I'm going to play Wraith King. And, you know,
Ini
fair
saudara
play.
jauhnya bisa
It's what
back
he's
nih.
good at. It's what he's comfortable with. You're in a best-of-1 situation. You want your team to not stress. And the best way for your team not to stress, pick them what they know how to play. Who cares about the situation?
Nice roll in if they can get the kick onto him as well. Moon's
Kagak
gonna go
lah.
for the early
Iseng-iseng
TP
doang
away,
nih.
but it barely
Iya.
gets him out in time.
Still, it's going to hurt his lane a lot.
Gak
Has
mati
to
dong.
TP all the way back. This is going to give Magical at least a full minute of space.
Tapi towernya jadi
Well,
kurus.
don't
kalau
worry,
kayak gitu.
old Ninja
Cuma
Boogie is
bagus.
gonna trundle along as the Ogre Magi and collect what little of the gold
Iya,
and
makanya gue kira
experience
tadi
he
mati,
can
coy.
while the Lina is away.
Nggak ada,
But
nggak ada.
this is the matchup that Gunnar said
Sniper,
was
kan?
supposed to be relatively even, but eventually the sniper does prove to be superior just because of his range.
This Blizzy,
Iya,
he
Thompson
just
tuh zaman
continues
muda
to get
gua,
forced
guys.
out of his lane.
Lebih muda lagi.
the best part
Kalau
about
zaman dulu,
Meneski's
TI dulu
off-lane,
cuan-cuan tuh.
Enigma
Wah,
can
zaman
just
muda Wawamania banget tuh.
always idle on the range creep, and it'll eventually pull back to him. Plus, you're just denying
Enigmanya
a
kenapa
lot of
begini dah
XP
modelnya?
for the enemy carry.
Udah gue
Whereas,
sampai
like,
udah
up
kenal
at
nih
top
Enigma
lane,
dah.
Nico Baby should have a relatively free time considering
Itu
it's
Enigma
Beastmaster's level
Mineski
3.
tuh.
He's largely been
Sama
juggling.
anak-anaknya.
Magical.
Udah gak kenal gue, hero-nya udah kepake skin beli skin legend
because he
semua dah.
knows
Epic, skin
about
epic.
this rotation, thanks to Blizzy's
Udah keluar
lore that was
skinnya.
set
Yang
up on the high
yang
ground.
gak punya skin
You know,
kemarin
the
kan
crazy
Viper
part
sama
is
ini.
the
Kemana
leader
tuh? Kalau
actually
gak salah
heavy
TI8 deh
CS,
dikeluarin deh.
despite being forced out of so many of those waves.
Yeah.
Doing just fine for himself. In
Iya,
fact,
cuan
they're
dari IG.
identical tied.
Invictus
Just the
Gaming.
advantage that Alina has.
Yeah, I think it's just
Iyo,
easier
iyo
because
udah
you
ada
can
iya.
always
Jadi
get
dadu
grass
gitu kan.
going while
Jelek banget coy.
simultaneously farming the range creep. Like, it's impossible to deny a
jadi
Lina
lebih
range
kotak
creep unless you really mess up.
Enigma doesn't have much way to contest the bounty runes, and this Beastmaster's pretty locked in, so both teams just splitting the bounties and all their supports with a heavy eye towards that mid lane. You see Zayat, who had that 71% win rate
Main Fendi, main.
of the 7 matches that he played during the group stage. Here on the main stage, he's looking to play what he's most comfortable with, and has already had 1 successful rotation on the Lina, looking for another, but that's where Ninja Boogie comes in. It's just kind of babysitting Moon, making sure that if somebody does try and roll in, he will be there to respond.
So far, so good for Meneski as they continue to hold their kill lead. Blizzy's game
Bosen
continues to
gue
be
lakat
really
meretak
rough as
normalin
KP.
itu.
It's no
Buat
problem.
lah
just
anjing
juggling.
asutai.
And look at his item build cap. He's deciding
Indonesia pasti.
This was, I believe, the correct decision.
Yeah.
Play for the mid game. That's what we wanted to see out of Meneski.
Gua kalau Gremagi lagi laris
to win
memang.
this game.
Kayaknya multi-case-nya
We do feel
dibagusin.
like, I don't want to speak for you,
Ada yang
but
jawab
I
nggak
think
tuh?
they're a
Tolong dong kasih tau
little
gua.
bit
Give me
outdrafted.
some insight.
Yeah. It never feels
Gua
good
adalah
having to
pemain
go for
Dota
these
1
sorts of
yang udah lama nggak sentuh ya kan.
items or
Dota 2
plays,
paling cuma main
because
10
you know,
game, 30 game
you know,
gitu.
the onus is on you to
Udah
end.
stop.
And I feel like playing late game is almost always easier in a best of one situation.
Especially at TI where the pressure is so high. If you're Meneski, you know that, especially like in Nico Baby's position or something like that, like if you throw one team fight, the game
Kadang pengen
just
main gitu, habis lihat
could be
Dota
over
pengen main ya
because
kan. Cuman
Navi
kita
are
lihat
just
aja.
naturally gonna outscale you
Soalnya Dota
with
itu cuma
this
bakal
spec
lompat
and
dekat-dekat
sniper
TI
duo,
3
even
bulan
the
sebelum
Beastmaster
dan
being able
1
to
bulan
push you
sudah.
nice and
So
late
let's see.
game. Both teams, oh, nice roll-in from Zayats, will be able to come back into the shrapnel here. Moon trying to get away, another third round of the shrapnel, and the assassination not actually going to go out. That's because the Ogre's just running at the sniper right now. Thinks about it again, but the final hit will allow Moon to stay alive, and it's Zayats who dies instead.
Yeah, luckily for Magical, it wasn't the Lina that got the last hit on that.
Ya.
And
Support
in
5,
fact,
support
this is
5.
gonna prompt
Yang kalau mati sudah
Moon to go back
biasa.
towards the shrine
Kalau
area.
ke-kill, wih jago banget
This is
gua.
gonna continue to give Magical a
Prediksi
little bit
final
of a free
team
lane.
apa ya?
But
LGD
this
lah
is
ya.
just helping them catch up, not even
Atau
get
OG
ahead.
nih, mau OG nih. OG atau LGD nih.
Bottom lane.
They are going to be able to catch KP. They say this Enigma has been farming a bit too long, as he's been spending about half his time in lane, the other half
Cuman
inside of
buyback
the
ini ya,
jungle.
dikurangin juga goldnya.
All the smoke up came in from
Gua lihat tadi
Meneski.
buybacknya cuma 200.
They smoked up about the same time that
Memang
Lina went for the
diharuskan
shrine,
kita
and
buat jadi
Raging
buyback.
Potato's just running for it. But you have
Secret
that
juga
ward
kuat.
from Magical
Besok ya
that's going to be
Secret
able
ya.
to see a bit farther to that left-hand
Secret
side
oke
during this
juga.
nighttime. And he quickly gets out of the way of that gank. On the upside, though, Nico Baby is still top CS. And so all that defensive tri-lane space has warranted a very farm carry that's really trying to pressure this tower. If they can actually kill Blizzy, it would be fantastic
Kayaknya yang
for
lagi
them.
jago-jagoin itu
Blizzy
Secret.
just positioned a little bit too passive for Nico Baby to be able to threaten him past that Great Fire Blast. And instead, it's all about the early objective.
Nico Baby
Yang
has
tahunnya
had
dapat sih.
pretty much nobody in his lane half the
3
time.
orang.
They're going to try
Wah,
again
ini
here, but
bos.
the TP coming out. Quickly giving it up as Seneko shows up to give Blizzy a helping hand.
Si diludah-ludahin dulu kan.
KP just about to complete the Vlads. Wonder if somebody rotates in
Senggol
here so they can
lagi.
finally start to pressure the tower in this bottom lane area.
I think that's why
Problem with
Red
that.
King is trying so hard to take this offlane tower, right? Is that he feels like, once I do this and I build up the skeletons again, I'm going to go bottom lane, we're going to take that tower down, we're going to start pressuring the tier 2. Let's take these objectives early. But look at the stack that's going on right now. Raging Potato, 5 stacks of poison, does get a last hit on all of the weaker creeps there, but leaves the rest at half health for the Beastmaster to potentially clean up. He's still going to try and get it with more Shadow Poison. It's just going to expend his entire mana pool, if possible. And that's going to be a decent amount of farm for him. He's now level 5.
And Zayats, he's gonna go mid, soak up the rest of the XP, try to catch up in levels. And Raging Potato, like you said, doing just fine for himself. He's gonna farm this jungle area with Moon. He'll get his level 6 no problem, but Zayats, I mean,
Belum rusuh.
with nobody in this mid lane,
Ini lebih damai.
Thinking about it, Blizzy is going to go for the kill here. It actually pushes the Lina away, and from a distance, they're going to try and poke at Raging Potato and see if they can bring him down. The Shadow Word is not going to come with the damage fast enough. He will TP to the fountain to safety, and that'll be Meneski picking up a large share of bounty runes there, 3 of the 4.
and you see Raging Potato, he's already got Arcane Boots almost as the Aether Lens. His position seems just fine.
That damn tower is still alive. Blizzy, Seneko, they're just doing a really good job making sure to pull the creep wave off. Nico Baby, I'm sure, is saying this is the final hurrah with the skeletons and the second round of
LGD kalau
catapults.
ketemu di grand final cakep.
Yep. The only downside about pushing a tower like this, Cap, into the enemy offlane is, simply put, you're giving up free XP.
Yeah.
it's really easy nowadays. You can just fatal bonds and run away.
Anaknya 5
And it's
berak.
going to keep the tower
berak
relatively
5
healthy. And this
anak.
is going to
Dia
allow
masih bisa
Mako.
nge-stun.
I mean, he's going to grab
Yang dibilangin apa sih dulu stun?
Get it pretty soon
Vampirik.
after without use of
2
it.
pasif pokoknya gue ingatnya 2 pasif.
Interesting idea from Nico, baby. Just spotting the
Sekarang apa
skeletons
sih?
to push that
Critical.
in. The catapult
Kayaknya
will get the
vampirnya
damage
hilang
on
ya
the
diganti
tower,
itu.
but he's going to rotate down to bottom.
Liquid masih
where he
ada,
thinks
bos.
Na'Vi is going to try and show up for a fight, and he would
Liquid
be right,
barusan
but
pulangin
can they actually
Fnatic tadi.
punish them? As they get spotted, Raging Potato is going to be able to get the disruption if needed to stop the Earth Spirit roll away, but it's just not. They have too many stuns here. Mineski do manage to get that kill with the Siege Wagon still alive. They can keep going. If they want, they can try for a tier 2 here, where Na'Vi, a little bit slower to go for it because of that skeleton push. They're going to try and go and mirror.
I sort of feel like giving up this tier 2 tower, though, is a mistake. We talked about how Na'Vi needs to keep pace. Like, even though you have the late game secured, you can't allow Mineski this sort of win condition. Like, this is the best chance for Mineski to have, which is why Magical makes his way down towards the bottom. He stops his farm in the jungle. To deal with this, I think this is the right idea. Don't just demonstrate that you're willing to give up towers for free. On the downside, Mineski just gonna outmaneuver Na'Vi. I really like this maneuver. Getting this mid-tier 1 tower, guys, is even more important than taking that tier 2 tower at bottom. Just for the purposes of controlling that jungle area.
The more jungle area you control, the better it is for heroes like Wraith King and Enigma, right? Because they thrive off of open access to jungle areas through the Eidolons and the Skeletons. Mineski are not shying away from protecting their own jungle as well, but maybe that's where Na'Vi strikes here. Ninja Boogie, he's in position here. He's going to try and kill the Hawk. A healthy bit of experience for any support that's a bit lacking, but positioning himself to be able to break the smoke and may not even die for it. Sure enough, they're a bit scared to dive this tier 2. They're going to try and go for it now, but Science really wants to go for that back line. He wants to stop Moon, but now Moon's going to turn and quickly kill him as they try far too hard to make that action happen.
Cuk, Sofiannya ngapain? Sofiannya apa sih
Aware
tadi?
of what was happening there, I think.
What was happening?
I think Na'Vi
Kayak
right now is
Srebi ngeplay gue yang
just sort of
nonton.
getting red around the map. Like anywhere they seem to go towards that
Oh,
top
ada
line
Alliance.
push,
Oke, Alliance juga
they're
udah
sort of getting
pulang.
corralled. Magical
Siap.
makes his way down towards bottom. Moon is already directing his team to come towards mid to take that tower. These are just clean, crisp maneuvers, and Na'Vi, I mean, they're gonna run into the problem where their lineup, yes, they can go into the late game just fine, but if Mineski just sort of deny them the overall like big 5-on-5 team fight, and they just sort of outplay them and outmaneuver them and get these minor pickoffs, they will eventually be able to snowball. And Nico Baby is going to hit this really nice Radiance timing where they can fight behind and they can back him up with the disruption. Like, things are not looking all that grim for them.
And Mineski has like a very solid 20-minute timer where with the Radiance and the Lina who's coming online about that point, especially with all the team fight items flowing in from the Enigma, they are actually going to be really strong in the 5-man in their own right, where Navi's line up all 3 of their
Snipernya pakai kepala Razor 3, makanya kan Razornya di ban tadi.
Oh,
Iya, akhirnya.
This is very heavy commitment from Na'Vi, so that's going to be the first life. But now Mineski is here. They're going to be able to throw out the Purge on his Science, Soul Catcher as well. They're going to drop the gold, trying to finish off Nico Baby in his second life. He gets to the high ground disruption now, coming in from behind. Moon and Ninja Boogie, a pair to be able to follow up on the Earth Spirit. Now Magical as well, who's dead. He just tries to lay out as much damage on Lina as possible. Even the Golem coming in for a helping hand. But Mineski is routing Na'Vi once again.
Paling malas lah kalau dia udah
From
level 6 itu udah punya
I think he
ult
assumed
kan.
that the fight would continue. We saw what happened in the last game. If you go on this Wraith King, he just respawns, guys.
That is what his ultimate does, yes.
This is a PSA this is a PSA for Na'Vi.
Yeah.
And for Keen, because I genuinely, at this point, don't know if they know that, because that's twice now that they try to make that play, and they're going to get gone on. There's no ultimates on the side of Na'Vi. Science got to be careful here.
Does manage to get a really good silence. So look at that ultimate. Oh, Na'Vi, they can turn things around, especially with that fatal block. They take damage over time. They've already finished up the Lina. Raging Potato's just going to die to the assassination of Magical, and Ninja Boogie gets cleaned up as well. They challenge for bounties, and this time, Mineski gets shut down rapidly.
And if Mineski, conversely, is going to make a play like that, they need to have more heroes there.
Yeah.
They still have the black hole. You at least need to threaten that. Going 3-man into the high ground with no vision seems just a little bit scary. Nice recovery from Na'Vi. Counted them out a second too late. But still, that was such a head-scratcher of a fight they took.
Absolutely. I mean, the fact that they still had Golem, they still had all their ultimates up,
Itu
and
kenapa
Meneski
towernya
didn't have
bisa
reincarnation.
split 3 gitu?
Pretty
Mati
obvious that
lagi
Nico
anak
Baby
orang.
went top lane. KP,
Ngapain
now
coba
KP,
lewat
he's going to drop the black hole, yes, and he will hold him there for a while, but a Primal Roar finishes him off. Crystallize, oh, a multicast on him with Lina here as well. Laguna Blade cuts him down. Now he's going to be able to get the Yule Scepter LSA onto Seneko as well. Call it a 2-for for Moon as he managed to help get 2 of those kills. Blizzy, possibly a 3rd, but it's just hidden away in the trees here.
By the way, I think you can make that play if you took the mid tower. This is why the mid tower is so important. But Wraith King, he just got immediate support. In that situation up at top lane though, Na'Vi, they just overstayed their welcome. And that seems like it's sort of the story of this game so far. It's whoever overstays their welcome just sort of gets wrecked. Both teams being a little bit sloppy.
And Meneski wants to win the last fight, but the Golem is coming back up for the Warlock. They should not feel like they are that much stronger. A very even game, it seems. 5-8, 17 minutes in with a 2,000 net worth lead for Meneski, but they do have the faster lineup. And they do have that Midas plus Radiance on the Wraith King. Denied tower. Once again, the tier 2 was denied by Moon. Now it's Blizzy's turn to deny the tier 1.
And for Nico, baby, you want this game to sort of reset for yourself just a little bit at least. And he's 0-0-3. He feels like he's done a perfectly adequate job. Things seem fine. Hasn't died once this game.
First to be able to cross that 10K threshold as well from all those farming items. Probably telling his team, let's just chill until every single time reincarnation's up, we can take one fight. And then from there, the split push. But I love this. The Blink Dagger pickup from the Sven. Na'Vi trying to enable some earlier timings for their cores because those cores are kind of greedy. Certain items like Blink Dagger can speed your lineup up. Smoke up from Na'Vi as they start moving across the map.
I think the next timing though is BKB. Like they got a few shots at this, but once Sven gets BKB, this is when he's gonna ignore the Radiance. He's not gonna care about any of that. He's gonna get on top of the Wraith King, and he's gonna pop his first and second life so quickly. Like Wraith King does not come that equipped with armor, which is why he has to go for the AC. I think one time we saw this matchup and he didn't is...
Oh, Zayat. He's been
nice
very
pickup.
headstrong about who he wants to go for, just always trying to gun down Moon, but keeps on being repelled back by that Yule Scepter.
I don't even know if I can really call that a pickoff, considering he just sort of walked into his waiting arms, and now the push towards this bottom lane is finally going to come. They faked it out towards mid last time, but...
This time around, they will finish that commitment to the tier 2. Any more map control and Meneski, they're going to start running out of objectives to take. There's still that Roshan to go for. Oh, now they've got the Radiance, actually, the Disruption. Shadow Demon can actually farm for himself a little bit with the Illusions.
Yes, and he can push out this bottom lane consistently, which is exactly what he's doing, which is going to open up pressure towards the Roshan pit, and that'll make it so that Na'Vi might miss their next timing when it comes to getting the BKB on the Sven.
How close is he? He's got a K in the bank right now. Magical Sniper, who's not done terrible for himself. He just died that one time in the river where they got wrapped around from behind by Moon. Other than that, 1-1-0. He's been farming away with his Midas, now has a Maelstrom, and is looking towards BKB
ada
or maybe
telepon tadi.
Hurricane Pike. Feels like the safety of just double BKBs. Na'Vi could
Lanjut.
actually withstand a lot of this pressure from Meneski, but first they have to be able to get there, and Seneko, well, he'll have to see his team on the other side. It looks like they are going to have to say goodbye to Blizzy as well. Gets caught by Moon.
Two more heroes being fed away by Na'Vi, but similar to the previous game, I mean, sometimes you have to throw away heroes for space. And the most important hero in the game is still going to be Magical, who he wants his team to buy him time. He's got a Midas, he's got a Maelstrom, clearly wants to drag this game out,
Udah Radiance.
extend the range of the game too for
Udah
himself.
Dagger.
And their team fight is set up very well to protect him.
Yes.
So all the damage items he has right now that could be full beneficial.
I mean, the best part is that he's got Warlock Rock. That's the... If you're a core player, Warlock Rock is the best just as a defensive fight resetter.
Yeah. You got a tanky core in Sven, who with the Blink Dagger to be able to start fights for you, has the War Cry to be able to make everybody a little bit tankier for you as well.
Sekarang, wait.
It looks like it's just going to be another little bit of slower game. Much like our last one, where both teams are maybe not content with the farming.
Oh iya, BF loh. Zaman dulu saat lu lupa.
But first they have to take map control, and Navi has been rapidly throwing heroes down lanes.
Semuanya Midas. Apaan ya?
By the way,
lu lihat tuh.
I think that was
Leoricnya Midas. Sven-nya juga tiba-tiba Midas.
That is a massive pickup.
Kalau angkatan gua dulu belinya MOM. Sekarang kayaknya udah enggak deh. MOM nggak salah sendiri.
There is a decent chance that if Meneski is going to put a stamp on this game, it's in the next 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So get this BKB, be safe, don't be stupid. So many sniper players or players of these squishier heroes will avoid going for the BKB.
Sepatu itu ya, Facebook ya.
Flashy item.
Makanya beli Midas.
You know what that leads to? Getting stunned and dying in 2 seconds. You get disrupted.
Gua kalau ingat-ingat Midas mending Abaddon.
All of a sudden on the Lina.
Abaddon, Midas sama Radiant sama juga.
Highest in the game, useless.
Cuman memang sama mirip-mirip kayak Leoric kan. Kalau Leoric hidup lagi, full HP bagusnya, resurrection. Kalau Abaddon cuma imun selama 4 detik, 5 detik. 345 ya? Atau 456 gitu. Sorry.
But Meneski,
567.
for their own security blanket if they
want.
Is this team capable of taking Roshan? They don't have great minus armor.
Bilang lu namanya bukan Leoric.
A solar crest or anything out of anybody?
Tabok lu.
The one upside is that Lina takes it pretty fast. Lina always hits hard because of her passive.
Yeah.
So it's not as bad as you think. It's not ideal. In the previous game, we saw that they had a TA and they had I think they had a solar crest. So they were able to take it so fast.
Yeah.
But Meneski, I didn't do a terrible job of taking it.
I'm a little bit concerned that Meneski just backed up to their own jungle right now.
You feel like they should still be trying to play aggressive?
Yeah, you're just letting Navi control the triangle. You're letting the Sven farm out some of the safer areas that are outside of the triangle
Leoric,
as well, pushing out mid,
Leoric itu
taking some
Skeleton
of the
King.
farm on the right side of the mid lane as well.
SK itu ada 2, Sand King sama
I don't know, who knows? Maybe
Skeleton
the Wraith King plus Lina can carry this. Remember we saw earlier in the year, we saw like a Wraith King go Echo Saber. That's right, that was Ajit at the summit. He was against a Sven and he went Echo Saber after his Radiance.
Buat apa dia?
And then he just got 2-shot every time because he didn't have an AC.
Tapi Melstone, Kepala Razor udah
Like you would think that
dijual 1. Jadi gue punya teka-teki nih buat kalian-kalian nih guys. Hero siapa yang paling kuat di Dota 2?
If you don't buy armor items, oftentimes it doesn't. Which is why he's going to go for the AC. He saw the Summit games. He was like, that was a terrible idea.
Echo Saber after Radiance.
I do not want to replicate that. It makes no sense.
It makes no
there's
sense.
Our first, not Solar Crest, but smaller one in the Medallion of Courage. We definitely
Kepala Razor.
faster.
Saat
I do
fotonya
really want to see
sumpah
them
saat.
take Roshan. Just to be able to play with that kind of fearless.
Ikat pinggang sabuk WWE dong.
Fearless drive that an Aegis allows.
Sabuk WWE gak ada yang beli cuy. Gak ada yang beli itu ikat pinggang, gak ada yang beli Yasa. Gak laku Yasa.
Moon has a blink dagger with his
Tuh ini nggak ada, ini cuma punya apa itu?
also have a blink dagger on Raging Potato.
Aduh ini sedih banget nih supportnya nih Warlock.
Watch out for those initiations with disruption again on a hero like the sniper.
Yeah, I could easily see the reason
Gak ada yang pakai sabuk
he went for
WWE
the blink
gila.
BKB is so he can get to the back
Hanya
line,
pakai amulet
make
doang.
life easier for himself.
Moon's trying to
Amulet
do
sama
just that right now. Not with a Shadow Blade, but with an Invis rune. As the rest of his team
Kayaknya gue harus
is
main Dota
pushing
2 deh
forward
saat biar
towards where he's
lucu-lucuan.
at, they're going to be able to smoke pop onto
Dota 2
Blizzy
gue
here,
lebih tolol
quickly
lagi
taking
pasti.
him down, and Moon
Astaga.
goes to magical somewhere around here.
Lu
but
tahu gak itu BKB bro?
The rest of Navi who are pushing forward for bounty runes, quickly TPing to the other side of the map. Zayat. He may just try and roll forward to get that other bounty rune. If he does, though, he's going to be met by Raging Potato, who does get the instant disruption. Nico Baby's here to catch him with the Ray Fire Blast as well. Earth Spirit does not get a chance to roll out of this one.
You know what's odd is that both teams are hitting their item timings So both teams are okay with the pace of the game.
Yeah.
It's always weird when that happens, because neither side is really playing with that much urgency. I think Navi's content to just sort of let them get these individual pickoffs, and Mineski's content with just sort of getting a little bit more map control at a time. This is one of the TI best of one syndromes where you're just a little bit afraid to make moves.
Yeah.
Syndrome.
Is that more beneficial to Navi because we both agree
Tai
that
dah tuh kata-katanya dia.
or is the timings of AC and Ashivas around the same time for this Lina and Wraith King, is that just going to completely negate
kita kalau main BO1 itu pasti takut karena kenapa? Kalau kita salah jalan satu kali aja kecelakaan, tercounter lah. Ini anak orang hilang nih, mampus.
No stun to follow that up because they knew Crystallize was going to use BKB, but now they have to get a ring. Assassination to finish up. They do manage to get the black hole right on the AL roll, and he can't get to KB whatsoever, but they had no damage to be able to follow it up. Nico Baby was just a little bit too far away. A great upheaval, slowing everybody down. Magical responding to Moon, but Moon with the double damage, he can actually fight through that BKB, but Magical does manage to get to the high ground, so instead he'll turn back to help finish up Zayat. Multiple buybacks from Mineski. They need to be able to get more out of this one. They do manage to get Snako. Yules trying to defend against Crystallize as best as possible. Disruption there as well. Soul Catcher, Crystallize a little bit low. Oh no, and LSA actually barely clips them. They do manage to get the shot on Crystallize, but Moon is still dead. Nico Baby trying to finish off another round. And the Shadow Poison to be able to finish off Crystallize. But Nico Baby in his second life, look at him, he's just getting poked to death by Magical. Pew, pew, pew. Takes down the carry of Mineski, and now Ninja Boogie will fall as well. Mineski fighting back to try and take that fight. They said this is going to be where we break Navi, and what a big pop there from Raging Potato. That's multiple kills he's gotten off the Shadow Poison, but at the end of the day, it doesn't fix that. That was a bad fight for Mineski.
They weren't able to get on top of the sniper.
Oh
that is
iya,
the biggest
Shadow
thing.
Ini, Shadow
It was
Poison.
even a very good hole.
Kardelnya free dari tadi.
He threw it in the hopes that he was going to catch heroes on the very edge, and the way that he was
Terus
positioned
Kardelnya udah bahagia banget
made it
lu
nearly
jadi Kardel
impossible for
enak.
Navi to follow up.
Menit 28 tadi di early game-nya gak diganggu, mau di-ganking teman-temannya yang sumbang nyawa.
See that again. There was so many good ways that Mineski were able to kite Crystallize here, but the fact that the golem gets dropped and that was just enough for
Ini loh, gara-gara yang di sini tadi share damage-nya keterlaluan. Langsung mati ya tuh Ogre Maginya. Yang ditembak siapa yang mati Ogre Magi? Bisa si Mineski.
A little bit farther forward that he overcommits trying to finish off Magical, especially since he had forced him to use that BKB. But
yeah, and you can see the frustration in his face. He should feel it. And the fights are always going to look like that if you can't get to Magical. It's going to be that slow peck of death. He had so much space to play with in that fight. This is exactly what Gunnar and the panel were talking about. I really liked their read on the game. They were going to say, this game goes on late. This sniper, he's just going to outrange you. Regardless of what items you get on this Lina, he's going to sit back, hit you from afar. You're going to overextend, trying to get to him.
And now he can go back for that flashy item in the Hurricane Pike. A better answer to be able to get some more distance against this Wraith King and Lina. I mean, distance is just going to be the name of the game, and Navi have it in spades, both through the sniper as well as the distance and range of this Fatal Bonds plus Warlock.
It wasn't even really an ideal fight for the Sven. He had already committed his God Strength.
Yep.
Plus, he was sort of in an awkward position. Wasted a lot of his HP too, and his BKB just trying to kill an ogre. But that goes to show you how good of a sniper he is. It also goes to show you who is right.
PR-nya Mineski sekarang gimana nih, satu orang doang nih ditangkap di belakang. Cuman yang cover si sniper banyak banget Sat. Beastmasters fan. Ini cuma jalan-jalan, nembak-nembak. Kecuali kalau snipernya offset, udah. Gak ada yang bisa stopin.
No matter how far ahead you are, don't walk up hills blind. Don't do it.
Mineski, knowing that that fight was kind of spoiled
by
that fast reaction of Crystallize.
Wah, damage-nya 900.000.
bounty runes. He's gonna try and push into mid lane, but Magical, he's not slowing down one bit with this Aegis. He's gonna quickly chop down. Look at that initiation because of the hawk. They actually spotted out where Ranger Potato was. Meneski did not play very well.
Bahagia.
Of the Beastmaster, and now the supports are gonna get caught. Ninja Boogie does have a 4-stab. Gets low ground, but it doesn't really matter for Na'Vi. They have waited long enough. They say now's our time to be able to wrest control of the map back from Meneski. We're going to be the ones to take objectives and even threatening going into the high ground.
Yeah, they did smoke, so they can sit behind Magical. He's got this Aegis, and he's taking this pretty quickly. And the best part about playing Sniper in a game like this, Cap, is you have so much that can frontline and initiate for you.
Terus inisiatornya dia banyak banget dari Na'Vi.
Iya.
BKB. Dadah Meneski, gak bisa lo. PR lo itu stopin Kardel.
From Na'Vi, Meneski quickly gets wiped, and that could just be it without buybacks.
And this was our concern and the panel's concern. If you throw out the hole like that and it doesn't completely change the course of the fight, your hero's gonna feel way too slow.
Oh, look at that.
They know there's no buyback.
Yep.
Nobody bought back, and there's no hole even if they had it. They've got Aegis, they've got the Solar Crescent Sniper, Na'Vi, they've got everything up. They're daring Meneski to do something about it.
Meneski, though, only need a few more seconds to be able to get there.
You gotta fight now.
Overextend themselves on the throne. We'll have to see as they make the initiation on Blizzy. Trying to finish him off, not quite enough. So now they have to deal with the Sniper, who's trying to hit the throne right now. That is going to be Blizzy down. From the look of play, they're going to be able to catch the Sniper as well. He's forced to use his BKB. That's the Aegis. He won't have the Magic Community in his second life. This is trouble for Na'Vi. They're going to have to leave Magical behind. They took the tier 4s down. But did they just throw away so much of the game? They just gave away a wicked 6 streak to Nico Baby.
It depends on what you do with it right now.
Nge-troll gak tuh musuhnya juga? Na'Vi idola kita coy. Anjir lalu nge-troll yang bener aja.
You have to claim some real estate back on the map. It's still only a 3k gold lead for Na'Vi, but you can see how impossible the fights feel when Na'Vi aren't just diving their base to try to end the game.
What is
Bentar nge-troll tryhard
8
itu.
more seconds for his TP. So they'll probably just have to give up this tier 2 for sure.
Yes.
But Na'Vi, at what
Si
point do you
Ridwan main di
commit
sana
the
tuh.
buyback to
Hari ini menang
defend
terus
this high
katanya.
ground?
You probably don't. You really don't want to in this position.
You just say, okay, if they take it, if they the
Metro
power to
Mania,
take it, just
selamat
call it one lane
malam.
of barracks, that's good.
Sehat.
They're going to fight 4-on-5, and since Meneski used buybacks for that defense, they don't want to overextend, but Nico Baby's taking this so quickly. We're seeing the power of the Solar Crest here, and they might just trade racks.
Astaga, lu lihat gara-gara Kardelnya mati mereka udah bisa war.
Meneski 1-2. They can
Dapat
start
lah, Barca
retreating
dapat pasti.
as soon as they finish up this melee barracks.
I can't
Pasti
believe they
dapat
just
tuh.
traded racks like that.
Gila.
Meneski, they just sort of went for it, and Na'Vi weren't prepared to fight.
Na'Vi really don't want to let Meneski be able to get away for free, especially with a sniper up in 2 seconds time, but Meneski, a clean escape.
And the gold lead has been just cut almost completely. Even with the Aegis,
Casternya sedih tuh gak jadi pulang. Saat casternya disetrap di sana.
You're gonna get caught out. They are gonna get on top of you. What's really helped so far is his team's able to frontline and get so far ahead of him that he can just kind of choose his fight. But there wasn't a lot of open ground for his team to cover. It was either where they were or the fountain.
10 minutes go, Meneski, we're up by almost 7,500 net worth.
Snipernya
Just
punya
a
BKB.
minute or two
Itu yang
ago,
buat
it
susah.
was Na'Vi up
Terus kalau
by
dekat-dekat dia
5K,
masih punya
and now
Hurricane
we
Pike.
find
Tambah
ourselves in
susah
a
lagi.
dead even game.
Plus,
in this
dia
best
masih
of
punya
one,
Warlord.
the
Dia
last
masih
series
punya
of the night,
Fan.
both teams feeling the pressure of
Dia masih
TI
punya
building
Rexar.
up.
Lu bayangin lah gimana cara deketin
And
sini.
some of the cracks
Si Sniper.
have begun to show.
And Na'Vi gonna do the smart thing, try to reset the game for themselves, take the shrine, but Meneski is just doing the exact same thing. And they have taken full advantage of the fact that Na'Vi did go for that ill-advised fight, trying to end the game right there. They could have been happy with just taking the racks, but felt like they sensed blood,
The
sensed
buybacks.
weakness.
They may not have it on Nico Baby, but the rest of the team could be getting their buybacks soon. They do have BKB, an Aghanim Scepter for the Lina.
That's such a big pickup on her. This is your sniper killer at this point.
Yeah. I mean, when he's only sitting at 1800 HP, having a nuke like that,
1780.
half his HP just
Sekali
through the
nangkep
pure
meledak,
damage of the
hilang.
Laguna Blade.
850.
Certainly do a lot for him.
Pure damage kan?
Get there. Raging Potato actually has his own.
Tinggal 1000 HP-nya.
Look at him. He's got the level 20 talent.
Kagak, masih separuh.
Aghanim Scepter. He could buy it right now. But I think he's waiting till he has enough to be able to hold on to buyback as well.
Pokok karirnya perangnya separuh HP. Kalau bisa digebukin kena stun satu kali aja, dia bisa keculik. Tapi kalau dia sampai BKB, waduh. Gak tembus. Mau tembus BKB sekarang? Tembus gak ya? 850 atau 1000?
They want to continue to play aggressively on the map, continue to take for more. They know this game is now evened up completely. Racks for racks.
Itu VP tadi
gave you a second chance in this game. A second opportunity to be able to make it through this.
Oke, siap.
Just crucible best of ones in this playoffs and move on to the next round.
Kalau yang punya Lion tuh finger dead, tembus juga enggak?
But how are you going to take advantage of that opportunity? How are you going to sit back and farm and wait till you have your buybacks, play it safe in that regard? Or are you going to try and challenge this Roshan?
Harus agak nih. Thank you guys. Gue baru keluar dari Goa nih, jadi gue gak paham sama sekali Dota 2. Terima kasih. Tolong diingetin aja ya.
Looks like they're content to chill for the
setorin
time
duit
being,
enak
but
banget. Gue paling suka anakannya Enigma.
Yeah.
1 biji 24 loh, 23 24. Katanya tuh ada berapa biji di belakang.
Look how quickly it goes down with the interface and his minus armor and all this physical damage. Mineski, they're moving over nice and fast, but the Hawk has already spotted him.
They have to respond to this in... Nope, out of time.
Nope.
Not going to be fast enough, and now, if anything, Mineski could get caught, and that's exactly what Science is planning on. He blinks forward, Soul Catcher on him, almost finishing him off, and he does manage to get a force staff down into the low ground, disappears with a Glimmer Cape, and the shots from the Eidolons will not finish him off. So, Na'Vi do manage to get that Aegis,
ikut perang dah tole-tole.
Mineski do not get caught, though, in their awkward positioning, but they're also not slowing down. They're thinking they may catch Na'Vi by surprise.
Yeah, maybe they think Na'Vi will split up to farm a little bit, see what they can get, but they've got to be so careful because they're all-encompassing T-fight ability.
Aduh, kena roar.
It's very likely going to be buybacks forced out. They already used the God Strength from Crystallize, so he wants to use all that damage. Try and take down the tier 2 if they don't find anybody else. And Mineski immediately go for trying to split push the map. They're gonna have to come back soon at this rate.
Ya, udah kayak nonton gua main tuh keculik.
Science rolling in. Trying to catch Raging Potato, that would be a massive kill.
Iya, nggak bisa pulang.
Looks like Nico maybe should be able to quickly bring down Science. And again, he has overextended himself.
Jika throw juga Na'Vi gak kalah nge-throw.
Secure the shrine, Na'Vi. This is the right move for them to take. There's no other tower that they should be pushing with Moon in a position to come for the buyback.
Especially with the level 25 coming in for Crystallize, as well as an Assault Cuirass. That is a massive upgrade.
Yeah, plus he doesn't have his ulti. It's fine.
Just chill out. It's the onus entirely on Mineski.
Ya, gimana mati satu?
Find a way out of
Pasti
this
nggak maju kan, nggak mungkin mereka mau
I still think this is a very hard game for them, but it does feel like they're making
Terus
very good
lihat lah,
decisions.
duitnya Mineski udah kalah jauh.
They're trying to take fights
Sniper fan-nya, wow.
ages because they know that they're sort of on a time.
Bahagia.
Like they're still playing with that sense of urgency.
Yeah.
I just sort of feel like it might have been a little bit too
Mineski kalau bisa tangkap sniper menang. Kalau mereka nggak bisa tangkap sniper.
They still can do it though. I mean, the best part about
pulang.
This Enigma is
udah gitu
all
doang.
it takes is one.
Gimana cara tangkap sniper
That
di
is
belakang?
true. Speaking of that one, KP, Mech, Blink Dagger, Midas, Solar Crest, Vlad's, and is going to be working towards a refresher. That may just be what Mineski needs to be able to turn this game around. Let the black hole get canceled, the first one, by the chaotic offering, and surprise them with a second one.
It's the roar on top of that though, that's the problem.
That's true.
And they've got long range silences.
Iya, patokannya sniper.
What talent did he
Karena
go for
sniper yang kasih DPS paling gede
to go for the
tadi.
assassinate cast.
Gue rasa Sven-nya karena dia Jadi dia juga repot buat deketin. Ada Enigma, terus ada siapa lagi di sana tuh. Banyak lah ada. Ya ada semua lah. Sekarang tinggal snipernya nih. Tangkap sniper, you win the game. Tapi kata lagi kalau Sven tiba-tiba bisa di belakangnya atau di sebelahnya si Enigma. Kalau bisa masuk ke sebelah Enigma juga pas lagi black hole. Ya, tapi BKB tembus ya, nggak masalah. Meli ya tetap meli.
Here in Shanghai, and I can't imagine how the players are feeling right now. 41 minutes in a best of one elimination on the line. You've worked so hard to be able to get here. Na'Vi, they've worked all year long to be able to get here. While Meneski
have had plenty of shake-ups. Nico Baby charging up into the high ground. What a few heroes that can ignore the high ground rule and just face tank. Wah, ini korban terculik.
That fight around the Wraith King. They're instead going to push into the top lane. Let Magical start laying down that damage onto the tier 3.
And this is what led them to getting Rex in the first place at bottom.
Got the disruption, but now Raging Potato in some trouble. He do manage to get the force stab away, slowing down the Sven, but they're going to use the Primal Roar as well. He does have buyback, and with this heavy commitment coming out from Na'Vi, they need to be able to get outside of the base, back to safety, but Nico Baby just won't let him. He's going to stay on top of Crystallize. Now the BKB is already used, and Magical's at half health as well. He's going to go for Snako, but that will summon a fresh golem. Meneski need to be careful with this one. There's the golem with the fatal launch as well.
Lihat kelakuan snipernya. Lihat kelakuan snipernya, bro.
Follow-up stun as well. On the Magical, but Moon has been forced away to blink back now from Nico Baby, but Science sees that opportunity to be able to slow down the hero. He's going to finish up the Enigma as well.
Mati pasti menang Meneski.
Managed to nail the Wraith King, but dodge another stun with the disruption. Moon, now he's the one who seeks weakness as he blinks forward, but Science has already rolled a little bit too far away for the Gold Scepter. Same goes for Raging Potato, who does manage to get the purge, but there is a roll away from Science. As they see the buyback from KP, Na'Vi is on full retreat. And Meneski is on the hunt, but they can't seem to find anybody. Not yet anyway. 4 seconds for a blink up for Nico Baby. He's got a blind blink in.
Ya ulti Warlock juga kan. Jadi Warlocknya bukan. Ultinya apa? Golem ya? Yang share damage itu apa namanya tuh? Share damage. Kalau share damage kena 4 orang, Sven-nya pas lagi God Strength. Waduh. Terus ada sniper kitik-kitik dari belakang juga. Tetap masih ketinggalan sih.
Yeah, I was like, do they know he doesn't have buyback or something? That was a curious one. And then I saw he died, and he did have buyback.
I mean, it is important for him to die. He's got the Aghanim Scepter, reset on the disruption, but not so much for
Fatal Bond,
using cheese. Because part of what it
namanya kalau gue itu sakit kepala bersama. Lu lihat tetekai gue
Secondly, it was KP. He was in the trees at the top area, and then he just got caught out and died.
Terus si ininya kena silent soalnya siapa? Enigmanya kena silent.
Backline, he can get some sort of hole for his team, but
di kiting aja tuh. Scale King minusnya kan 1. Dia nggak bisa ngejar, atau dia nggak bisa nge-kill kalau dia bisa tahan-tahan. Dia harus nempel deket banget. Sniper bagi ini sniper public guys.
KP hiding in that top area.
Ends up getting caught. Just, you know, this is his signature Enigma, but hasn't had the impact that we've seen in the past.
Yes, not at all, but I mean, it is a very hard Enigma game. When you're staring down a rock plus roar plus the assassinate.
But at the same time, you chose to pick that hero into these. There's no way that KP said no to this hero, and they picked it anyway. He had confidence he would be able to pull something, some sort of rabbit out of the hat against these hard counters.
There's so many hard
ditembak Tardel, ada mini-stunnya juga, di sniper kepalanya. Wih, udah kayak black hole-nya ini udah kita bisa cuekin lah. Udah gak fungsi. Tapi kalau bisa kena enak. Kalah. Waduh. Mati dong.
Just to make sure an instant buyback coming out. Na'Vi, they really want to take this fight right now. It seems like it with a buyback coming out from Science. They think there's something wrong with Meneski's position. That they can win the engagement, but Meneski, they played it pretty cautious.
Yeah, just for a second it looked like
dia buat Abyssal.
Meneski had stepped forward a little bit too far.
Gimana kalau kita main Dota, Sat? Dia jadi pengen main lihat kayak gini nih.
I mean, they've been in a pretty even position.
Tapi begitu main terbantai, nggak jadi main lagi.
Despite what we talked about being such large issues for them.
And they've actually got some sick upgrades coming their way. If they can get the
Lucu
level
nih,
25,
ini BO1 penentuan loser bracket, kalah pulang, tinggal cari sniper udah punya bisa. Ya berarti Mineski masih bisa balik ya. Gue cuma pengen lihat nasib sini si Enigma gimana nasibnya.
30% XP considering how farmed he is quite a lot.
Aduh.
And on top of that, you can tell, by the way, he needs some sort of defensive item with how hard Na'Vi goes in on him. I mean, they popped the Sven BKB, they wasted their Aegis timing just to be able to try to kill him once. Knowing full well there was a very good possibility that he had the buyback. And if you take a look at Magical's build, he's largely topped out. I don't know if you replace any of those items. Maybe you can keep slotting in and out treads.
Yeah.
But aside from that, he sort of hit his point.
Yeah, looks like he wants to keep his shreds. He's got to go for the Moon Shard instead.
Banyakan magical damage.
Poison after poison. Zayat sitting up is actually going to be able to get the push
Wah,
in. 2-man stun because of that.
Mineski.
The Abyssal Blade out onto with the Soul
Wih,
Catcher as well. That's a
comeback
lot of
Israel,
damage.
bro.
Will they have enough to be able to finish him off? They will. That is good enough. They need to get out
lagi reinkarnasi anak orang, mati Navi ngetrol, mau makan tuh Rexnya. Ini sniper. Guys, sniper. Lu tonton aja itu sniper.
They need to be able to save him here with the Solar Crest. He's getting away. Magical one last shot. Force-tapping forward. This is crazy. He wants this kill so badly. He's willing to put his body on the line to get it, but it doesn't happen. Mineski reset, and Nico Baby will have his reincarnation up again for the next fight.
And these are some wild fights that Na'Vi are
10 detik ya?
or opting to take.
Yeah.
The buyback from
Mati
Crystallize,
sini
I'm not sure what
Navi,
that was about
gara-gara
considering
nge-throw satu
Roshan
kali
wasn't
aja.
quite up yet. That felt like a snap judgment call. Zayat doesn't have buyback in this position either, just simply out of gold. He's had to use it twice previously. And now it might be Mineski's turn to grab this Aegis. And the Wraith King is plenty strong. He's got an AC.
Aegis, cheese,
MMR gue berapa ya? 2.500
sure
terakhir
KP
kan?
would love to have a
Gue udah
third
pernah main
black
2000
hole
berapa
to
gitu.
throw in the mix. 47 minutes in, I did not expect to see that Mineski, especially after they almost got throned by Na'Vi. Throne went down to half health before they were finally able to repel Na'Vi and get several kills. I did not expect to see them taking over the late game like they are with this lineup.
I don't think anybody did. I definitely did.
Yeah. I mean, Na'Vi certainly
Navinya
didn't
lagi
expect
ngebet
that,
nih kayaknya guys.
Yeah, what a wild back and forth game. For a second, I thought the game was 100% over. Then they wasted their Aegis timing cap, going for that dive at top.
Yeah.
They wasted everything on that. Sure, they got the kill on 2 heroes and they forced a support SD buyback, but
gara-gara
missing timing on the
itu
Aegis, I felt like was more key.
berantem di Frozen Throne
Then they
tadi.
take the fight in that position right there, try to
Udah
go for it.
Udah bagus
Sort
bro.
of resets things. And the good news for Na'Vi is that they can just continue to hold high ground around Magical.
Oh, yeah. I mean, how do you approach high ground if you're Mineski against Sniper Warlock?
But the downside is, it felt like they were able to fight for so long, and now they just can't.
Yeah.
And Mineski is... I mean, Raging Potato is so annoying to them. I mean, this guy's positioning in team fights makes it so that Na'Vi has to pretty much dive his base to get to him. That means he's doing something right. Also, just the sheer amount of farm that he's got. He now has an Aeon Disc.
Yeah, that means he can just dive in and get the disruption on this sniper. He's got the charges of disruption as well. And that Aeon Disc will allow him to live long enough to be able to get another disruption and maybe a third one.
Gila.
And that could spell doom for this sniper whose top net worth right now is
Mampus
about to be
gak tuh Navi.
eclipsed by Nico Baby, who has the better map control with Wraith King.
Yeah, what a crazy position we're in considering what happened 15 minutes ago with that mad dash towards the throne. So long ago it feels like.
Anjir, casternya masih ngebahas aja yang tadi dah.
Dropping the gem so you can check the board on the high ground if it's there.
Comeback
Be
ini.
incorrect. But with the gem, they have so much map control.
Duitnya si ini siapa? Si Leoriknya udah deket banget.
So another way to prevent the sniper from
Deket
hitting,
banget
and
sama si
another way to get
Cardell.
on top of him and deal some extra damage.
Okay, I like it. I can dig it. It's a lot of burst damage potentially as well. Mineski, I'm sure they're feeling it right now. They have that Aegis Cheese and Refresher Shard. There's no buyback on the Earth Spirit or the Sven.
Gila.
I mean, they have so many things going for them at this point. Sven is going to go for the Nullifier same problems arise.
But what are they waiting for? What is the last key to be able to go high ground? Or can they not go high ground and they just have
Besok
to
jam
wait
berapa
for a
mulai?
mistake?
I'm not entirely sure. Because every time I think one thing, the other happens.
Yeah.
Every time I think that Na'Vi has this like firm grasp on the game, Meneski grabs it back. And then the opposite happens. The pendulum swings the other way. Not really sure where it's going to end up now, but Meneski's going to make damn sure this time it's going to be a lot harder for Na'Vi to get anything out of it, as they're going to increase their gold lead during this time period. They're at 14K now. That's
Jam
the largest
9,
lead that we've
siap.
seen.
Berarti besok jam 9 kita mulai.
But I mean, win probability-wise,
udah waktunya
Still very even.
cemplung ke Dota 2.
They
TI
really
ngejagoin
like
siapa? Gak
Yeah.
tahu. Gue
So
suka
do I.
Cina sih. Gue pengen Cina karena
What a
yang
coincidence.
kemarin kan
Sniper with
kutukannya udah selesai tuh.
Solar Crest,
Yang menang OG.
Sven to be able to tank up
Jadi
the front
tahun
line.
ini kita berdoa saja
Scaling
semoga
quest.
PSG
Like the only
yang
hero that
menang.
really doesn't scale that well is your Spirit. That's saying something, because your Spirit's still great
Punya
late.
sniper loh. Kok gak lolos ya?
Meneski do manage to at least take out that tier 2 top lane with this time, so they can actually go for megas once they do decide to go for the high ground. But first, they have to address this bottom lane. With their throne exposed, they cannot afford
Liquid dari
any
bottom
silly
ini, bottom
positioning
dong, dari lower
errors. They
bracket ya.
cannot allow Na'Vi a
Masih
quick
menang, masih
trip
mungkin masih
inside
bisa.
their base.
yes, that is the scary part for them. If they lose a fight, one core hero
BO1
doesn't have buyback.
lower
throw
bracket
is always
besok
an option
BO3
for them,
udah.
even if
Ini
they
cuma
get
ini
back
doang kan yang BO1.
Having tier 4s alive against that mad dash against megas is so important.
Yeah.
Because it allows you to make decisions around that. It's like, oh, we can wait it out to the last second. Once they overcommit trying to take our tier 4 towers, we can go for buyback. There are plays to be made around that.
Yeah, how many teams have you seen that have like tried to formulate a throne defense and underestimated how fast the damage was going to come in once the tier 4s died and the damage started
Masih
hitting?
disindir.
I mean, that's what happened in the, funny enough, coincidentally, the Na'Vi versus Infamous series.
Yep.
Game number 2 where
Oh,
they just
dia
didn't think about it fast enough, and all of a sudden Na'Vi they sort of won. It took like 2 seconds, but they did it.
Na'Vi, is this the time to push out? They still have a minute and a half on the Sven's buyback, but
Oh, besok
maybe
udah
that's
23 semua
exactly
ya.
why they can go smoke out, see if they can catch Meneski by surprise.
Besok itu hari
And
apa?
the worst hero
Rabu.
that they would run into is the
besok
hero
hari
that
apa?
they are currently running into. But Ninja Boogie gonna evade this as well, connect to the rest of his team,
Oh iya,
be
besok udah hari
smart.
Rabu. Upper bracket hanya untuk
Push
orang
out that
luar.
bottom lane, knowing that's that
Dia
kind
itu
of
lagi
threat
menghibur diri semuanya
will
di
keep
ruang ganti.
Meneski away from the Na'Vi base.
Yeah, you gotta keep him honest. You gotta go for some sort of maneuvers once in a while.
Yeah.
If you make no sorts of plays like this, all that happens is you get hemmed inside your base, and you march slowly towards that death.
Yeah. 14K becomes 18K like it already has. And next thing you know, especially with late game Dota right now, oh, Na'Vi. What are they doing
Kemana
here?
dia?
They trying to
Kemana
do
dia?
some sort of slick play?
I have no idea. I mean, they're around here.
I mean, they went for the hot cooldowns. So
They're hoping that Moon
all
comes
about
back.
the vision right now.
Yeah, they're hoping that Moon comes back. Tries to deal with this wave.
Yeah,
Oh,
and he's here.
ada dia.
Can they make the jump?
Alright,
See if they can burst
opening.
him down real quick, and they've got him.
Wah.
Na'Vi planned that one out for like the last
Akhirnya sabar banget menunggu. Iya nggak bisa pulang juga.
right on the edge of that TP. That's the gem on the deck.
Oh,
And
aduh.
immediately KP goes for the refresher inside of Na'Vi. He wants them to know he's got that team fight winning ability up again.
You're not going for it.
No.
He says by the time this refresher's back up, this is a new sort of sand timer.
Udah refresher.
Moonshard for Magical. Looks like he wants to go back for Scotty. Is also thinking about maybe a Blink Dagger would help him against all these Blink Daggers of Meneski. Trying to counterplay that idea. Shadow Blade for the Enigma.
It's a cute
Belum ada
concept,
yang
but
main nih.
I'm not
Overcommit
sure
lagi.
if it does too much.
Pinggang gue sampai sakit nontonnya.
You could just as
Mereka
easily
main
take 1
pelan-pelan,
minute damage, your Blink Daggers
pelan-pelan,
disabled,
nyari-
and then
nyari
you
yang
just
salah
build up a
mana.
slot, a very valuable slot, instead of one of these big late game items.
Sekarang
pretty
ya,
big gem pickup too.
gantian.
For the
Leoriknya
brief
duitnya
moment
udah
in which they
11-12
killed
dengan
Moon
sniper.
and they cut the lead by
Luminanya
2K,
sedikit
they
lebih
instantly
kaya
lost it by
dibandingkan dengan
losing
Sven.
their
Jadi Sven ini
Beastmaster
udah
and
turun
the gem.
pangkat karena beli ya. Wajar lah.
Speaking of which, since we're going to late game, right, Mineski controlling all this field, it's, you know, Na'Vi may have these heroes that go late game better than you, but all bets are off when you start getting to your level 25s, when you start getting enough farm that people are picking up their 7th, 8th items in Aghanim Scepters and Moon Shards that they consume. I mean, who knows? Wraith King Aghanim Scepter, I could see that being a real game winner here, and NikoBaby almost has it with buyback.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how much that changes in these engagements. I mean, their same issues always existed, is getting to the backline and finding the sniper. Once they can do that, maybe it does require 2 lives of the Ogre, an extra life of the Shadow Team, and to be able to do so.
Yeah. Dendi senyum asik.
Their lineup is scaling a lot better than I expected. I definitely misread how well they could get to this point. Like, once it got to like 56 minutes, I thought the sniper would just sort of reign supreme here.
I'm sure a 20K net worth doesn't hurt, but yeah, I agree with you. I did not expect Mineski to be able to be so strong into this late game.
I'm pleasantly surprised.
Both teams have something really scary in mind, though, which is we already talked about how Na'Vi can end the game super fast. If you get to level 25 on Enigma, with all those Eidolons like Mineski, just tear down buildings super fast. We're going to try and get a fight around the Roshan. They are able to get this purge initiation with a 4x multicast. This poor Sven just got taken out by Laguna. And now Moon, he refreshes up. He's got a fresh BKB, a fresh Laguna Blade, and it's got somebody on Na'Vi's name on it.
They're going to reset, go in for this other Roshan. I mean, Wraith King, did he already complete the axe? Yes, he has. Unfortunately for him, I mean, his team was going to take it. This will be the blessing.
Who's getting the blessing? Is it Ninja Boogie? It is. They're going to give him that free extra fire blast, the unrequired fire blast for some extra power. KP. Okay. Popped his refresher. I don't think he needed to do that.
No, I don't think so either, but he did.
Well, at least Ninja Boogie found it funny.
Yeah, and that's going to be, you know, it's been rare that I've actually seen the refresher shard have a cooldown.
Anaknya berapa?
You don't see that too often.
45 loh. Kok bisa 8?
Go for it right now.
Anaknya Enigma sekarang 8.
Oh, Zayas
iya
with
gitu,
the Aghanim
8.
Scepter is going to kick Ninja Boogie into the tier 4s. He's okay. Force stats with the Ethereal Blade. It's actually going to allow him to be able to get away. Disruption being used out to be able to buy the Wraith King time, but Magical, very safe in the backside, is able to poke at NikoBaby, trying to bring him low enough that they can take away that reincarnation for free, and then they can make the real commitment. But Mineski looking to be able to force the buybacks out of Crystallize. They've got 30 seconds.
Sekali kena wave tadi.
Raging Potato found his initiation. He's going to go for the sniper with the Soul Catcher as well. The Aeon just allowing him to be able to live through this. Laguna Blade. That's who had the name on it. It was magical. But where's the buybacks coming out from Na'Vi now? They have the chaotic offering on the ground to be able to slow down some of these heroes. They go for the buybacks, but still, Crystallize holds onto his. And look at Zayats right now. He is burrowing deeper into the tree, seeing if he can get a positioning for another pickoff like he tried earlier on Ninja Boogie.
Mineski's still really healthy. Looks like they want to continue to go for it. But in fact, they're going to back out, reset for at least half a beat.
They want to make sure that there is no opportunity. Mineski being very disciplined here, saying Na'Vi, they're getting desperate right now. They're using buybacks. They are on the precipice. They are on the brink of losing this game. Don't give them the opening by letting them TP, mass TP to bottom lane and go for throne. Push that out with the Eidolons. Make sure we have our early detection system up and running.
And they are choking them out on the map. I mean, what a turnaround from what this game looked like half an hour ago.
Once again, they're going to be able to force out the BKB on Blizzy. Blizzy trying to stay alive is going to be saved by the Earth Spirit. Zayas pulls him back, and that is just enough. The last flame from Moon gets another one, another buyback out of Na'Vi.
Top lane, NikoBaby, he's daring them. He's saying, I've got 2 lives. Do something about this.
Crystallize, he's the only one with 2 lives on the side of Na'Vi. Where's he going to make his jump? Range of Potato, he'll always find the jump first. He's going to be able to get disruption on the sniper once again. He is going to be safe though. Begosip will get the shot down from the assassination. They're going to give up Megas here. Is Meneski going to go all the way for the throw? They jump to the back line. They do manage to get Senego. Senego with the chaotic offering. He's dead. He doesn't get off the goal.
Kalah dong
Now the tier
Navi.
4s are falling and Navi is going to have to take
di
the
backdoor,
4
di backdoor, di
versus
backdoor.
5 with no buybacks.
Ada
They
sedikit
do it for the
penampakan
base.
belakang.
They roll in. It looks like Meneski, they're actually just trying to go for the throne as quick as possible. Meneski is there to be able to
Okay,
respond. The
guys.
throne is dying. Navi,
Iya,
crystallized. He can't hold it in time. The Rain
iya.
Fire Blast will stop it.
Sampai
And it
dia
looks
nggak
like
bisa ngapa-ngapain
Meneski,
lagi.
they've got it in the bag. They'll finish
Ayo,
up the throne while
semangat.
simultaneously defending their own. That's it. Meneski take it just as we pass over an hour. They hold strong, they
Astaga,
hold discipline,
man.
and they finish off
Wait.
Navi.
Tadi
And
itu
you could
kita
see KP with that look of disbelief.
kita harusnya sudah
I mean,
ngira
half
coy
an
kalau
hour into that game, the
kalau
morale must have been
siapa
so
si Navi itu
low.
menang.
But for them to be able to recover and look at this too, Navi, the end
Ternyata
of the season, they're
ternyata
gathering around.
Navi
I
nge-throw-nya lebih
really
keras
like that they
daripada
just did that.
Meneski.
It shows how far they've
Gak ada
come.
obat coba
I think
ini.
this squad, they understand that they're still a
Gak
young
ada
squad.
obatnya, men.
Just the
Udah kayak
organization to put
kasih
all this
inilah
faith,
minum
they
paramek
made it back
sama
to
Panadol.
TI.
This is your next generation of CIS players, and unfortunately, we will have to say goodbye to them
Gak
now.
tahu dah sana gila tadi. Yang buat dia kalah gara-gara sekali momen doang itu dibalikin di base-nya sana.
Meneski, meanwhile, we will see more of them here at
Begitu di
this
base sana
international.
And who knows how far they could go.
kena
That was
comeback
a
ya,
very good
kena
game by
ambil
them.
satu.
In the moments
Berapa
that they
hero lagi?
needed to
4
be
ya sampai harus
disciplined and close
buyback
out the
terus.
game, they were.
Itu momen-momen kecelakaan banget.
At one point was like, I'm done with
Cilakanya
this game.
lagi
I
yang
am gonna
mati itu
win it.
sniper.
I'm
Sniper
gonna
itu
find
lagi
every
killing
pickoff
spree.
you guys need. I'm gonna be the damage
Lagi
dealer.
apa
I'll
gitu,
do it
kasih
all.
duitnya
Raging
banyak
Potato
banget.
was like, I'm right
Kasih
there
duitnya
with you, buddy.
kemana? Ke Leoric, cok.
After going all the way
Aduh.
through in a tough
lengkap lah cerita
qualifiers,
dia.
barely able to make it
Lengkap
through
guys.
3
Mantap.
to 2.
Senang nih Meneski
They
nih.
get
Lolos
knocked
nih
into the lower bracket, barely make it through the groups. Into the lower bracket they go, barely make it through the best of ones. How far can they barely go through this lower bracket? We'll have to see
Wow.
with Shiver and the rest of the
Luar
boys.
biasa, luar biasa.
Thank you very much, Cap. And
Dah.
let's-
Thank you guys,
how far
Besok
can
jam berapa
Meneski
besok?
take this? Because that game,
Mau nonton
it
bareng lagi
looked-
nggak besok nih?
especially the end, not the beginning as much, but the end looked very, very
Besok jam 9
solid.
ya mulai.
We're still here with Kyle BSJ and OD
Atau
Pixel.
jam
Oh, and
8?
I'm going to
Jam
start
8
with
atau
you.
jam
I'm going to
9?
throw you under the bus a little bit because in the green room, you mentioned late game Warlock. You
Om.
cannot lose with this hero.
I really felt you
Safe
could,
line.
and it looked great. For all intents and purposes, you're seeing this Na'Vi lineup. They have all the right ingredients.
Parah,
They've got a Swark, and then
parah.
you've got your 2 cores on. Arguably,
Jam
the
8 atau jam
most
9?
signature
Jam 8
heroes.
atau
The
jam 9?
magical sniper,
Jam 10, jam 10.
crystallized Sven.
Jam 10, jam 10.
Yes, Sven.
Boleh.
We've been here very long today. But exactly,
10
crystallized Sven,
besok
magical sniper. These are like their
Oke,
best
besok jam
heroes.
8
Magical
berarti
TA,
ya.
but
Udahlah gue istirahat
you're
lagi.
happy,
Enggak,
right?
11 jam dari jam
Istirahat,
11 jam
biar
dari
besok.
sekarang, ya benar jam
Taking
10.
the tier 4s, they're onto the HLR race in the back. We ran downstairs, we're like, okay,
Dota
game
is love,
over.
Dota is life kah
They were able
sekarang?
to hold Meneski, and then from that point on, that was really the turning point, the breaking point. It felt
Oh,
for,
jam 8
for Na'Vi. is They just could never get back. There were so many
Walah.
fights where they were this
Akhirnya
close
jam
to
8
killing
habis
Nico
mulai,
Baby
Mamang.
on the Wraith King, and you can see so the patience and the hesitance from Crystallize. He didn't know when to commit. He was trying to kill this Wraith King. He didn't want to pop cost strength from BKB for the first time because he knew he'd need it for the second time. They don't quite kill him. I mean, it was an incredible comeback from my perspective from Meneski, and it was another bracket prediction in the lower bracket that I got entirely wrong, which is fantastic. This is why I love TI, because you really don't know what to expect, especially in these best of ones. And for me, that was at least a 3rd upset in the lower bracket.
Udah bubar. Thank you. Bye-bye. Sampai jumpa besok pagi.
I don't know what to do. He was wrong. He talked for far too long, analyzed the game.